Dominic, it's your Blink. Welcome back to our show. I think Walkers are having a wonderful day. Today is the 22nd May 2025. Let's say the tower, but mostly let's check out our tournament league. We got rank 13, which is not bad at all. We're 600 from buying the next ultimate weapon, which is kind of crazy cool. We're rank 12 platinum with shield, which is really good because we used to be doing so much worse. This is huge. This is really huge. Now I'm gonna go take a shower because I gotta go and make some videos. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you guys in with some tower. Let's not forget the sword, the very unloved child, because there's no audio. What do we have here? We have rank 18. It's crazy to think that I finished earlier. I finished lower and with the shield because it used to be the other way around. So shield is suffering, but shield at the same time is suffering, yes, but in a really good fashion. So I know what you're saying. How can it be suffering in a really good fashion? Well, it's actually quite simple. Sword is right now very low when it comes to the. I'll do a tire talk. I'll do a tire talk. Yeah. But low-key, high-key, what's going on is that the sword is actually really low when it comes to upgrades. So the upgrade that we are buying aren't that important. We're upgrading attack speed, and range. So yeah, so when it comes to do this, it's not important. But as soon as these are gonna be finished, we're gonna be rolling. We're finally making decent cash. Still not as good. Still not as good as we were hoping for sword, but still. Shield is going good. Shield is going definitely good. Is doing wonderful actually. But once again, there's so little the upgrade that good, good, good finished. Okay, so now we'll take a shower. Do you think you can deserve to hide your face? And you probably won't. You think you're cooler than me. Hey, you never say hey or remember my name. You probably won't. You think you're cooler than me. You got designer shades of. Won't you think you're cooler than me? Hey, you never say hey or remember my name. Yeah, probably won't. You think you're cooler than me. You got your hot rod cooler than me. No, the same shit. You don't know the way that you look doesn't make that much noise. I got you. I'll figure it out. No. Sorry, guys. Take a quick shower. Okay.
Oui,
Oui, papa, hein?
oui.
Je viens de recevoir ton texte, je viens de recevoir ton appel.
Comment c'est ça?
Je viens de recevoir ton appel, je viens de recevoir ton texte.
Oui.
Écoute, je suis pas à la salle, je suis en train de marcher.
OK.
Fait que laisse-moi le temps de revenir à la maison, puis je viendrai.
Mais tu marches où?
Ben, je suis à la barque à la salle maintenant.
T'es au parc La Salle?
Oui.
OK.
Fait que le temps que je rentre à la maison, le temps que je vienne chez toi.
OK.
C'est bon? Fait que attends-moi vers l'éclair, là. Attends-moi vers midi.
Oui.
Yes, papa. Tantôt.
OK, tantôt, bye.
Bye. On en plein chimie, ça. Like ever. I remember when we broke up the first time, saying this is it, I had enough. Cause like, we haven't seen each other in a month. When you said you needed space. What? Then you go around and say, baby, I swear I'm gonna try. Trust me. Remember now that lasted for a day? She says, I hate you. Just, Mm-hmm.
Hey everybody, it's me, Crystal. We're gonna do a mukbang in the car. And I'll tell you, I'll surprise you with it. I'll surprise you and tell you what place we're eating at. Right. And I'm telling you what, I'm scared to death to do this. I don't know if I'm doing it right. You know, I don't know if it's if I'm supposed to stop it or put it where I'm supposed to put it. Okay, I have a surprise dessert. Hello, can I please have a large number one? Do you have sweet tea?
Yes, we do.
I have sweet tea.
I'm glad to help you today.
Can I also get one of them dessert cones?
Regular or large? Or mini or large?
Just the mini one.
So just mini one when I go?
Yes, sir.
My name is Chili Condiment.
How about some barbecue sauce?
Barbecue sauce, got it.
Thank you.
Don't you say right there.
Oh yeah, put some Swiss on there.
You got it. Now you can put Canadian $10.35.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The worst thing about this so far is that Tammy ain't paying for this. I gotta pay for my own damn food. He kind of ruined my surprise. I was gonna show you the world famous ice cream cone this place has. This place has what's called a mini ice cream cone. And you might think, oh, it's only one scoop or maybe two scoops. No, this is the world's smallest ice cream cone. There's no cone smaller, is basically what I'm saying. So, if If you like small ice cream cones, say it in the chat. See it now. My car's been having some trouble. It has a little, it looks like a little, an engine, I guess it's the check engine lights on. And I don't know what in the world could be wrong with it. I haven't gotten an oil change since 5/1/17. I just don't believe in, I don't want to say export, what's that called when people try to get money out of you? Extrapolate. I think the government's trying to extrapolate money.
Holy.
To simulate what it does to your hemorrhoids. She said, well, I'll go up there and get it for you.
Don't make it super ink welcome to the computer show. This is Walker having a wonderful day on this 22nd May 2025. Let's play a bit of the tower. Let's go, baby, let's go. Got a couple of videos to do. Nothing crazy, nothing out of this planet. But yeah, so without further ado, let's go. We'll do this. Okay, I have a couple of videos to do. It's not a lot, but still, I want to do them. Oh, I forgot my computer. Oh, what did I do? You're still recording, huh? And you forgot your computer. You absolutely dummy. Good. Okay, that's good. Perfect. Okay. Okay, good. Don't blink, hit your way. Welcome to the Computer Show. Doing well, people having a wonderful 22nd May 2025. About to do some videos. It is cold AF outside, so they're not gonna be long. I'll possibly do 2 sets of videos. One right now and one when we are going. It is raining hard outside. I'll show you a nature corn. Here's my setup. Computer, because we're gonna be reviewing Jennifer Boys. Rockstar, 2 towers, 3 towers here. We cheated. We got this because I have possibly a job lined up for Monday or Tuesday. So the plan is to have this little last party, and I'm gonna start on Monday, Tuesday. So it's gonna be a big change to the channel. I'm gonna talk about that in another videos. Not super excited about it, but hey, let's party a little bit, right? Don't blink. It's your boy, welcome to the show. This is because I'm having a wonderful day on this. Oh, I forgot to record. Okay, we lost a minute 16. Welcome to the show because we're having a wonderful 22nd May 2025. Bad news today, but you know what? It's gonna be some videos. We're still gonna be partying. Do not worry, everything is gonna be okay. And that is pretty much it. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. I want you guys to notice something. Something that's very, very cool. Very cool. Did you see what I'm saying about? So what is it? Well, if you didn't know, I don't know if you see it. I don't know if you see it. You kind of see it. That's not enough. Look at this. So this has been the same for a while. Sure, nature has changed, but it doesn't change. This is new. New also. It is raining pretty hard, so that is kind of cool, isn't it? Okay, let's go. Oh. Break sakes, dude. Forgot to record. This is doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on the 22nd May 2025. You can see the hair are puffy AF. Dude, to be honest, I tried this new regimen for air. They're supposed to heal them, and this is the result. So, don't know how I feel about it. It's a bit too puffy for me, but I might start a job on Monday. So this is humongous, and I need some air to hide the music. If I can't work with music, I can't work. So this is a little intro. This is a little behind the scene of what we're doing. Today we're doing a cheap meal because again we might start a new job next week. And if I do start, I want to really feel like this the kind of like the long holiday we had is a holiday because yes, we had a year where I worked here and there, but never a lot. I had a whole year where when I did work, it was more part-time than long time, and we used a lot of time for making content, so I never really had a break, and I want this last bit of freedom to be a break. It is raining in my back, so yeah. I'll be talking about what's gonna happen if this channel becomes a hobby, stepping down from making content. So with the work, I really want to focus on this job, which is going to be affecting the amount of video that we're doing. There's some cheating, there's some Trailer Park Boys, there is some face tests, there is I'm forgetting something for sure. Bit of gameplay talk, we got a Tower talk, we got a Final Fantasy talk, we have a lot of talking to do. So without further ado, let's get started. So now, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna do taking a step back. What does it mean? A hobby. Trailer Park Boy. Time to Tower. Final Fantasy. Too much. Taking a step back. Hobby. Trailer Park. Tower. Final Fantasy. What does it mean? That's pretty much it. Yeah. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to our show. Guys, doing well because I'm having a fantastic day on this very rainy 22nd May 2025. Today is Thursday, but this is possibly the last day that I have off because we are possibly starting a new job on Monday and Tuesday. It'll be a job that we've been waiting for. It's a full-time job. I'm really excited. So this weekend we're kind of having a party. I'm gonna show you what I'm eating for cheating, and that's pretty much it. So the first thing is this giant bag of no-name cheese sticks, which is kind of phenomenal. We have 2 packs of ice cream. I have, oh shit, we have, oh no, I'm gonna think. Oh, they're supposed to be in the freezer. I got brownie fudge, chocolate fudge brownie. I got caramel butterscotch, which is Chagnon. Okay, I don't know what that is. And we have a Reese's. The Reese's, I'm actually really excited because they did change the, they really changed the design, and as I mentioned yesterday, we had this box and the content, so they did change the design. However, it's something we do have. I have to put this in because, well, to be quite honest, I had 3 bucks, but I had 2. One of them needs to go in the freezer fast. There you go. It's really pretty hard. Why don't press pause? Just fuck it. You can't pause life. You're constantly trying to pause it. Yet you have to live life the way it is. As fast as it is, as crazy as it is. And if you're lucky, you might just get away with it. Now we have a lot of food to review. Not gonna be today, don't worry. So we have Drizzlicious s'mores. Never had those, could be cool. Could be very cool indeed. We have glazed donuts. So these are phenomenal. They're pretty average. We have real flavor. This is what I already tasted, so I don't really have to taste it. Once again, it's more so a matter of partying, right? We have kettle cooked spicy dill pickle. Never had these. I'm excited to try. Always more excited to try something than not. We have Halifax inspired Donair, King of Donair, which is cool because I wouldn't give a shit about this, sorry. But we're watching Trailer Park Boys, and they swear that Donair is the best tasting thing. But world of flavor, we have korma. I didn't have a new world of flavor in freaking, I think it's been a year to be honest. We have a whole world of seasoning. This is all dressed. I never had these. Again, super excited. We have Twisted Spiral, seasoned with butter and garlic. So these are pretzel sticks. Bit of a healthier choice, but still something that I can enjoy. We have a salami de Jain. So why we have this? We had some delicious salami last week. I was trying to redo the same thing. It's not the same thing. So we had some delicious sausage from France. This is from Quebec, so I'm trying to find something that is as good but still supporting our dearly beloved province. We have candy can banana. This is brand new, so I never tasted before. When I say brand new, I don't mean new release. I'm talking about how I never had it before. We have a Red Guru, which is fruit punch. Not my favorite flavor, but still. We have peach and cream. Could be cool. I never had this one. Reserve. And finally, as if I didn't just show you 25 different freaking things, we have a ring strawberry guava. Also something we never tasted. And lastly, we have the Fruit Punch Rockstar. So this, which is really cool, is I'm not a big fan of Rockstar. However, we've been tasting a lot of those flavors lately. So the fact that we're tasting something that we hadn't been tasting before, something that is kind of current with the timeline of Vendetta, which is again, what am I tasting this time? See, in life, I'm gonna make a horrible joke, but we're all kind of pregnant women. We all have cravings. There's years where you're more so you're more so in love with this product. There's days that you're more so in love with another product. But at the end of the day, you're constantly going to become a victim of a craving, right? Right now, we're possibly craving Rockstar. And if we're craving it, then let's get it. Let's fucking get it. That being said, this is how we cheated. Pretty nice cheating, if I may say so myself. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. I have to pick it up because it's so windy outside. It's so rainy. It might go out the window. To the window, to the floor. Because the window blew it up. Oh, this. I say window, but I mean wind. Again, I'm French. Excuse my French. Don't blink, it's your buddy. Welcome to our show. Don't blink, it's your buddy. Welcome to our show. Everything welcome to having a wonderful day on this 21st May 2025. Possibly one of the last day where we're making videos as much as we are. Monday, I think we're starting a new job. I have to get a confirmation. But we're celebrating because if you don't celebrate, it's because you didn't believe in the first place. And if you didn't believe in the first place, how are you supposed to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself? Can I get an amen? Yes, I took it from RuPaul Drag Race. Now, talking about delicious donuts with a hole inside. Hashtag One Piece. We are tasting today Farmer's Market very own glazed donuts. So this is the proof of quality and simplicity. It's funny, the last review we did was about a bag of chips, which was 700 grams of chips. I was about, this is one of the only case of quantity equate quality. This is the opposite. This is very simple. This is honey glazed donuts, one of the most simple yet effective recipe. You possibly have that. You possibly loved it. It's one of those the simpler donuts to do. One of the first donuts to ever that was ever created. It's a classic. It's one of my favorites. It is so freaking hard to beat. The glazed donut is so hard to beat. People give me Boston cream. People give me fucking eclair, which is not a donut, no matter what you say. People give me sprinkle. People give me double fudge. I don't give a fuck. You can get glazed and I'm happy. Without further ado, let's get it. But then today's they're fresh. See? You know exactly what it tastes like. It's so simple. You have these, and there's nothing exciting. It's just like, yeah, they're good. It is so good. However, that is surefire. The glazed donut, the best thing about it is most companies have the same recipe for donuts. And with the glaze, it's pretty simple. So no matter what you do, they'll always taste very similar. So actually pretty cool. I mean, sure, they're the basic donut. When you get the job done, when you have a donut craving, it's really nice. Fuck. Simple, tasty, affordable. See, the proof isn't how much, well, yeah. The proof isn't how much I'm talking, the proof is how much I'm eating. And I eat those motherfuckers like a crazy ass. I'm starting a lot because we've been watching Sugar Boys. No, it's true, there could be the truth. They're unbeatable. They're so flavorful. Yet the MVP is the donut. The donut dough. Shit is crazy because I just finished one and I want to have another one. It's unstoppable. There's so wow. Wow. I didn't even have it. It's not craving. I was just going to party. Because I can match myself either Monday or Tuesday. Oh yeah. That being said, this is it. I love you guys. Take it easy. Whew. Food coma. I'm always looking here because I'm filming. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Dumpling, it's going. Welcome to our show. How's it doing well on this 22nd May 2025? It is shitty outside, it's rainy. To be looking for a little bit of joy, a little bit of comfort, and most of all, a bit of energy because this weather is kicking us down. We're gonna go with Rockstar because I think we all want to feel like a rock star. So why not drink Monster? They say you eat what they say you are what you eat. Am I what I drink? So we have kiwi strawberry splash. I'll be honest, I've had different kiwi strawberry drink before. Not the best. That's something I'm particularly a fan of. However, I'm always willing to give second chances. I'm always willing to try again. A lot of people like them. They're popular, but most of all, they are rock stars. So although we had kiwi and strawberry, we never had Rockstar kiwi and strawberry. So something I know, but something that's different, something I could like, but still something that's, I don't know. There's a little mystery element. It's all about the blend. About the blend, no trouble. The Rockstar blend is a bit more bitter than Monster, which I'm used to. The kiwi is better. The strawberry is a bit bitter. So I'm expecting a really bitter drink. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. For some reason, since the taste is so similar between the three, it almost feels more juice-like than a strawberry kiwi. And because it's sweet, it feels like one of those old what was it? You remember you had a aluminum bag of juice and a little straw in the back? They weren't Gatorades. I don't remember what they were. Holy shit, that was a while ago. It does taste like this. You're tasting a lot more of the strawberry. Weirdly speaking, it's almost a kiwi that's coming to give it a little bit of sweetness. Almost a kiwi that comes in and say, hey, I got your back, bro. And yeah, do I like it? I think it's okay. I think it's okay. It's not great. It's not bad. It's really fun, to be honest. I think I'm a victim of, often, more than not, I'll overhype the product and I'll make this image in my head where I'm like, oh, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Just get it. And then you taste it and it's not so great. I think the opposite happened here. I think that subconsciously speaking, subconsciously, but I did talk about it in the video, I didn't have expectation coming in. It's not that bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's better than what I expected. And because it's better than what I expected, I'm happy. And because I'm happy, I'm tend to say, yo, this is a good product. I love the design. Love the design. You see, it's funny. I went to my uncle's house last week, and I haven't been there in years. And he gave me some. He was handing out like candies, some soft drink, but they weren't the one that I knew. So I go in and I get the soft drink, and I'm like, it's not something I would buy. But if somebody offered it to me, I wouldn't be mad. And I think that's exactly what it is. If there is there, I won't be mad, but I won't buy it. So, pretty simple product, pretty good product. Definitely not a fan, but not a hater. But yeah. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Dominic, it's your boy. Welcome to the show. Guys, doing well. It's 22nd May 2025. I know what you're saying, dude. It's rainy outside. Why are you in a good mood? We're about to be feasting on some chips. Another thing that you guys say is, Ink, get some videos. Why don't you prefer quality over quantity? Now, right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the physical representation of why. It is. It starts here, right? It goes all the way here. All the way. No, it's not done. It's not done. Yeah, there it is. 700 grams of cheesy puff. We've had this on the channel before. They are delicious. They are fun. We're about to have a good time having these. But these are picture perfect. So I had this before, like I said. I know exactly what it tastes like because they taste like cheesy puff. It's a product that's very simple. But a lot of people do. Humpty Dumpty, Cheetos, No Names. A lot of companies does this. Cheesy puff. If I'm forgetting one, my apologies. You weren't ranked high enough in my list to be part of my top 3. So yeah. So these I know exactly what these are. Now the craziest thing with these is actually something I really enjoy eating. Something I really like eating. However, it's not my favorite thing. I'm supposed to start a job, hopefully on Monday or Tuesday, which is full time. I want to have a little bit of party. I was looking at all those chips and I was like, dude, I tasted you. Then I saw this and I'm like, you know what? Let's go simple. Something simple in large amounts, be the best in one place. I want you to imagine going to a party, right? And you're having some delicious cracker with some cheese caviar, right? And when it's your turn, the platter is empty. And you ask the server, like, hey, you gonna get some more? Because they look really good. The server's like, no, too expensive. Right? Or you have the cheesy puff that everybody puts their hand in the bowl and just eat it and eat it and eat it and everybody's having a good time. I know what I'm choosing. And we're chasing what I'm choosing. Look at the size of these bad boys. Again. For some reason, these are extremely good because the other one, it's kind of a crazy concept, right? So, the other one is thinner and curves. They want to be solid. They saw me open the bag. They were like, give me some. Sure, bro, it's not for everybody. With these, what's really cool is, because they're smaller, they tend to look, at the very least, look puffier. And you're getting more of that soft center. My eyes, my ears are in my eyes. But if I wasn't listening to music at work, I would be cutting teams. So yes, so delicious, very salty, really cheddary. It's a very good puff. The puffs are super enjoyable because they give you this texture that's special. And you came back for more. So, straight up W, straight up Swag, straight up Riz, straight up Phantom Tax, Ohio, Skibidi Toilet. I just lost 12 of my 300 followers. Shit. The great tasting crushies cheesy snacks. Humble. I'm gonna say giant bag of the shit that you like. Humble. I love that. Anyway, enough talking. I'm gonna go feast. You don't mind? I hope you don't mind. Cool. I don't mind either. I love you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Club Show. Everything well because I'm having a wonderful day on this. Drumroll please. 22nd May 2025. I come in with a bad news. I come in with a very bad news. This is for the gaming channel. Okay. I promised you guys I was gonna be able to stream on Twitch, on TikTok, on Kick. I'm not gonna be able to. First of all, TikTok was really hard to get the stream key. I couldn't get the stream key. And it's crazy because when I'm with Twitch, it's only one. But I'd rather do one than do multiple but exclude one. So for example, I would rather do just Twitch than Twitch and YouTube. And now you would say, Ink, that's Puppy Talk. YouTube will give you views. YouTube will give you discoverability. Yeah, but I wanted TikTok. TikTok has been good to me. YouTube has been good to me. Kick, I don't know yet. If I gotta do it on everything, I gotta do it on. See, with Twitch, I have the excuse of this is what I started with, so I know. With the other one, I could be like, oh, I don't know what they are, so fuck it, right? And I don't like that. I do not like restricting myself. I wasn't able to. So I'm not gonna be able to stream on this. I'll be able to stream on Twitch. Now, there is another part. It's mostly because of Fortnite. Fortnite is the game that I stream the most. We're supposed to stream Elden Ring. I was supposed to start on the 9th of May. Today is the 22nd. I haven't started. Star Wars right now is huge on Fortnite, and they're having a lot of people talk about it because of Darth Vader AI, and I'm missing it because I'm trying to figure out something that I have been trying to figure out. And please understand, okay, that I really tried. I tried for 4 hours yesterday. I tried for 3 hours the first night. I've been trying here and there. It doesn't work. I cannot figure it out. Some people are meant to be in front of the scene. Some people are meant to be backstage. Your boy is the Phantom of the Opera. Backstage, yeah, but still in front of the theater. So I'm sorry. Technically speaking, no harm's done because if you're used to seeing me on Twitch, you'll still see me on Twitch. However, I would have loved to start a 4th year of making content on multiple platforms. And if I'm being honest, I'm disappointed. And I think if you weren't disappointed, I think that makes you like a, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's it. This is it. This is the moment. But now that I love you, that you matter, I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your Blink. Welcome to the Victoria Show. Everything well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 22 May 2025. Today we're talking about Final Fantasy, which is a game that you guys love, I love. We've been doing some strategy talk. We've been doing some first thoughts. I'm gonna come in and say a second thought. So Final Fantasy, why am I doing a second thought? First of all, Final Fantasy right now is very, very weird. I like coming in. So one of my best playthrough, the one I was the most involved in was Persona 5. Talk about the palace, I talk about everything, right? And with Final Fantasy, I kind of want to do the same because it's more chill. Yeah, it is easier to do. For example, Final Fantasy is actually super simple. So from 1 to 10, you have nothing. From 10 to 100, you have princesses. From 100 to 200, you have Awakening Stone. See, there's always these, but they're separated in concrete classes. So this one, we are at 75, which means that, how do I know this 250? Because there's 25 princesses to be saved. So this is, 75 is what? It's, so 75 is what? 70 times 4 is 28. 7 times 4 is 28. It's 280. 280. No, we're looking for 250. So it's more than, let's say it's 20%. I'm not good at math. You can tell. You can clearly tell. But then again, I'm going to tell you something that's even better. So we know that 50 is 1/5, right? So we know that 25 is 1/10. So 75 is 3/10. So at 20% of the game. How did I do that? I'm a fucking genius, bro. You think I'm fucking stupid? Shame on you. So what I'm saying right now, and this is kind of cool because we're moving forward fast. We started the game a lot. We started playing the game a lot 2 weeks ago. So today's kind of game, what they're gonna do is, it's so special. I'm staring at it a lot because I'm watching Trip Hop Boys, but it's really could be. I'm also recording, so I want to check that phone is recording still. I'm in a very specific position, very specific position, where it sucks. It sucks because. Where do I even begin? I'm in a very specific position where I know the game. I know the game. I've been further than that. I think I was at 170 or 180. So I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna make it easier for you in the beginning, so you get hooked. Then they're gonna put a paywall. We didn't achieve the paywall yet. We didn't reach the paywall. But even if we did pay for some things. I paid for some skin and for some tap. So I wouldn't reach it, right? Where it's a shame is because this game is easily beatable. So I'm starting a game. For example, we started a game called Zombie Warfare, and Zombie Warfare is 90 hours. So that's a lot. That's a shit ton. But it's still a fun game, so I'm excited to try this one. However, I'm aware that most of the game that I'm going to be playing will be 40, 50 hours. So Final Fantasy, I know it's beatable, I know it's realizable. See, the problem with Final Fantasy is the first time I played, I didn't give up because it was too hard. I gave up because my phone broke. I could have played this game for another 6 months, another 8 months. I would beat the game, right? But now that I know what I'm doing. So for example, this is actually really, you want a strategy talk? Let's talk strategy, okay? So last time we played, I told you my strategy, which was buying what warrior skin. Warrior skin makes you more healthy, makes you resist more, right? The goal is what now? The goal is to do the opposite. The goal is to get strong, attack like a brick, and go as far as possible, rebirth, attack like a brick. So we're working on the archer. I am completely different from the first time. See, we're playing the tower. We have 3 different thoughts, and they're all different, right? So yeah, so it's oops, I died. It's kind of nice because without Fantasy, we're making good progress. And I did a strategy talk last week where I was tired and I didn't do a good job. I was talking about how nice it is because right now we're buying skin, and we're gonna buy skills. But with what I'm looking at with the more aggressive playthrough is it's so much fun, and the game is so much fun. It's so stupid how simple it is, but it's so much fun. What you're gonna do is, for example, I reached 74, right? So at 70, I'm gonna start buying weapons and upgrading my character because they're dying and dying and dying. So from 1 to 70, what am I doing? Jack shit. See, Final Fantasy is crazy cool, just like the tower. So the allies do not rebirth, the skills do not rebirth, so their cost is increasingly high. So for example, from 1 to 50, you'll do 1 billion coin, right? If to upgrade something it costs you 10 billion, it doesn't matter how far you went, it doesn't do shit. So why is 1 to 50 important? Well, 1 to 50 is important because you'll do them quick, and you'll get some diamond. You'll get more diamond going to the max than not, because at the max you're dying, and you're killing enemies, it takes more time. So at the beginning, I can do a stage in 4 to 5 seconds. If that 4 or 5 seconds give me 2 diamond, that's great. Then the last stage will take me a minute, and if it takes me a minute and I didn't have a diamond, well, fuck you. Why is that so important? Well, because you're rebirthing. So you can increase your allies, you can increase your skills, but technically speaking, your allies aren't going to do shit. If you die, you die. Right now, we're playing a glass cannon, so yes, we're hitting like a truck, but it's a struggle to even stay up from the beginning. So now we're increasing a lot of the archer. I'll be completely honest, I'm reaching 50 to 60, and I'm killing everything one shot, which is great. But the seconds where I'm not able to kill them one shot and they attack me, I die. So then I have to increase my warrior. So I'm finding myself kind of stopping more because I need to constantly increase my warrior. So that's kind of counterproductive, which sucks. That being said, which is really good. The game is so fun because let's say I reach 74, I know my max is 74, right? So I'll go from 1 to 70 by nothing, and then with the cash that I achieve from 1 to 70, I'll upgrade all my weapons, and then I'll be able to reach 75, 36. Now the important part isn't the 1 to 70. The important part is the 74 to 76. Because then you're getting a lot of coins, and then no coin you can buy the allies, you can buy the skills, which will carry on your next playthrough, right? And then, if you're lucky enough, you'll reach 80. And the next time you're going to be rebirthing, you're going to remember that your number is 80, and you can go until 80 without a problem. So it's a super cool game. We're doing some fast forward, we're good. What I don't like is how simple it is. I do not like that. I wish it was longer, I wish it was more time, but hey. I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm super happy. It's a fun game. Why I want it for more time? Because, for example, right, the tower is a crazy game. The tower, people have been playing it for 4 years and they're not even close to finishing. Fantasy will not last 4 years. I promise you that. However, Fantasy, I'm getting to play it when I'm playing Arknight, when I'm playing Zombie Warfare, when I'm playing Tower of the God, when I'm playing BGR. We're playing Final Fantasy in the background. We're one-handing shit, right? And I want you guys to realize, we rebirthed yesterday. I want to say at like 10, and then this morning we played until 4, and I was only at 60. It takes some time to one tap. It takes 6 hours. In those 6 hours, I can play other games in the background. And that's great. So we'll see how it goes. For now, it's going really well. And yeah, it's possibly going to be one of the first mobile games we finished. Who knows? Can I tell you a secret? I tell you a secret. Just you. If this was the first mobile game I finished, I would be very happy. So it's a game that I love. Don't tell people. Thank you. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Computer Show. This is because I'm having a wonderful 22nd May 2025. Today we're talking about the tower, so we're doing a tower talk. It's been a while. I promised you guys that I would do the tower. But lately I've been playing the tower more, so you know what? Let's talk about it. There is a current module that is really, really good. So we love this one. I'm gonna tell you what it does. It's just so good. It would be good, however, it would be good for my sharp fortitude. It would be good for a shield, but not for the rest. Increase the wall health and regen by 1.25. Enemy take 1 increased damage from wall. Don't burst second hit. This is huge, dude, because the shield is crazy strong. It'll last forever. So if you were to attack it and you will get more wall damage, it would be good. So the crown also has a lot of health, but nowhere near what I need. So it's a plus, but it's not the biggest plus, if you know what I mean. That's pretty much it. So this is for module. How have we been doing in the tower? Weirdly speaking, we've been increasing. So the problem right now is you see the all of my playthrough. Wait, give me a sec. Okay. My food. Okay, good. My mom, she talks to me. I got some good news from my mom. So that's always nice. See, the crown is the only one where I'm really trying my best to make a progress. Because it's nuts. You had the crown, which is so above or ahead, far ahead of the others, and then you just try to keep it ahead a little bit. So we got health, we got health regen, we got defense. See, it's nuts because these are super important to upgrade. However, they're so fucking weak. So for example, defense percentage is 25, level 25. So it's crazy. But health, 69, and the health regen is 55. That's pretty good. We're going for more of a health. Because what I'm finding with the crown is actually really powerful. However, the crown suffers from a great deal of things. So the crown right now we're farming tier 9. I get to 5,000. The crown is facing this humongous problem, but it's a great problem. I got red hand because it's cold outside. Crazy, huh? So the crown will reach 4,500. At 2,500, 3,000, you'll have, and I'm sorry to say, but you'll have no more upgrades. So the free upgrade completely pointless because I upgraded everything else. Right? And then I got super strong ultimate weapon. I got super strong normal weapon. The problem is I constantly have to face the fact that my health is no good. Right? Now what we're doing right now is we're in a limbo with the crown because I'm spending my stones to buy the next ultimate weapon, which is gonna be the next ultimate weapon. I want to go badly with Black Hole. Black Hole will be the main focus. However, the problem with Black Hole is I don't have that much range. So the last range that I have is with the shield. The shield range is stupid. It's not good. The sword's range is amazing. I'm at level what do I call it? I'm at level 67, which is amazing. This is my biggest level in attack upgrade. And yeah, it would be really nice. However, suffering from the same thing. I cannot justify buying the Black Hole on the I cannot justify buying the Black Hole on the crown, and I don't even have the Black Hole on my sword. The sword, the Black Hole would be amazing because the Black Hole, when you reach a big enough point, there is a lab upgrade that stipulate that ranged enemy will not be able to attack you in range. So if I can do that, that would be phenomenal. Now, I might not be able to do that. I might not be able to do that. And if I'm not able to do that, well, no, it's fucked. It is fucked. Because with the crown, I still have a lot of enemies. The enemy will kill me. But with the sword, I have so much range that most enemy that they won't be able to reach me. Right? So the crown, I would possibly do wall. Yeah, I would possibly be inner landmine. Inner landmines are a bit weaker than Black Hole. Black Hole is definitely a better ultimate weapon. However, inner landmine have a really nice stun. They have inner landmine is shitty. Don't get me wrong, they're possibly one of the shittiest ultimate weapon. But the strength of inner landmine isn't their strength. Their substats are the best. So for example, with the crown, my biggest weapon right now, my biggest module right now is a module that will let me heal 100% of my extra health. So everything that's recovery, max recovery, I'll get 100. So it's huge, humongous. If I can regenerate that, we're nearly invincible. Now, if I can do that, the crown is the strongest. Right now, I'll be completely honest. If and only if I started the crown at the same time I started shield and sword, crown will be the weakest because it's a jack of all trade. It's a jack of all trade, but it's a jack of all trade, the trade of none. So it's not good. But if I can do that, see, the problem with the shield is yes, my inner landmine will stun you, but there's nothing I can do. So the inner landmine are counterproductive. Why? Because the inner landmine are counterproductive in the sense of if you touch me and I'm torning you and I can kill you, the inner landmine will stop you from getting killed. However, the great thing with that is the inner landmine will also kind of act as much of a one killer. So for example, there's 5 enemies that breach the tower together, right? And then 4 of them catch an inner landmine and they're stunned. Only one of them gets killed. The one gets killed, I regenerate, I'm back in action. That would be really good. So with the crown, I could do that. The crown also have pretty good things. So for example, the crown, think about it. This is me thinking about it, not planning. But we have Chrono Field, which could activate, giving a time to inner landmine to recover. Inner landmine would do a blast, stunning them, which would allow Poison Swamp to do a lot of damage. We also have Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning attacks a lot of enemies, but the one that we are the most proud of are my Smart Missile. Why? Because Smart Missile also part of the spotlight. So for example, there's a lot of enemies that are close by. Smart Missile attack, the radius blasts everybody. We're good. So this is for the crown. The crown, we're aiming for that. Right now we're doing some very small maintenance, so we're upgrading some very low upkeep thing, which is health. It really helps. Next I'm gonna do the shard, because in the shards I'm lacking a little bit of the shards, right? So yeah. Now I just want to take a little break from the subject to say how good it is to be a tower talk. I never meant to stop a tower. It's just I'm reaching for. I have 3 playthroughs where they all reach a wall. I still love the game, don't get me wrong. Now we're gonna go with Shield. Shield is doing amazing. Shield is doing so freaking good. Why? Because Shield is doing stronger than Sword. For the longest of time, I think since the very beginning, Sword has always been stronger than Shield. Right now, Shield is stronger. Shield main weapon is The Black Hole, they're a unstoppable force. They're doing so good. Shield adds a lot of health, which is really good. It lacks range, but you want enemy to come to you, right? Now, Shield, what is going on and why is it so good is that nothing is going on. I'm upgrading very low upkeep. Very, very, very low upkeep. The upkeep are defense, health regen, and health. Funny thing is the same as the Crown. However, the health regen defense is at 29%. That's actually crazy. Now, why is that so good? Well, because what's gonna happen is we're gonna get some cash, gonna start upgrading our module, right? Gonna get some very good module. So the health, the shield is kind of crazy. I'm so sorry. Whenever I think about shield, I think about wall. Whenever I think about wall, I think about Attack on Titan. So the shield is all about maintaining those shield up. The more I keep those shield up, the more I'm able to buy some things in the background. So for example, right now with the ultimate weapon, the one we're looking for, we're almost done with the Black Hole. We're almost done. And the problem with the shield is the Black Hole, what am I supposed to do? The inner landmines are almost done. The shield is almost done. The next one I would do is possibly Chrono Field. The Chrono Field, before it starts getting very, very good, Chrono Field is amazing. The Chrono Fields demand to be built up. I don't know how quick I can build it up. Let me check it out. See? Chrono Field would be good, would be really good. But apart from that, inner landmine are so far ahead. It's not even funny. But yes, that would be the maximum. That would be the very, very beginning of our things. Chrono Field could be good, but so Chrono Field, it's so weird because as much as Chrono Field is good, right now it's so counterproductive because my range is so small that either my enemies are in the Black Hole or they're touching the landmine. The Chrono Field doesn't serve a purpose more than just being there, right? And that sucks. That sucks. That sucks. My Black Hole goes out so often. We're seconds away from being constant. So, the shield is doing well. However, we're going to be facing a wall when it comes to strategy. We're going to be facing a wall when it comes to the next ultimate weapon to upgrade. Yeah, and that's going to be tough. Finally got a sword. The sword, which is right here. High sword. Sword isn't doing so well, but sword is also... See, sword... Sword is a glass cannon. There's only so much a glass cannon can do. Sword does amazing. I can keep enemies so far. I can actually do such a good job at this. However, where sword lacks a little bit is the knockback. So if I don't hit you, if I don't kill you in 4 shots, you can't touch me. If you're touching me, you're either breaking my shield or my wall, or you're breaking my health. Shield is very, very fragile. It's gonna take you an elite or something like that to break through the defense being the offense. But when you do, there's not much that wall can do. However, wall suffers from that wall was always strongest, and because wall was always strongest, I never had to think about the short term. Because the short term was always taken care of. Oh, we changed here? No problem. Wall's gonna be okay. Because it never gets to the wall, right? Sword is gonna be okay. Because it never gets to the tower. Now we're dealing with a situation that's pretty bad with the tower. Right now, sword is still gonna be stronger than shield long term. Why? Because shield, I don't know what to upgrade. Sword, you're kidding me? I got smart missile, which are not done. I got chain lightning, which are not done. I got death wave. Death wave, however, is pretty up there. Death wave is almost done, and I got spotlight. Spotlight could be good, but my impression is gonna buff spotlight because what it did last season, and again, I'm a pro. What it did last season is they buff inner landmine. And I believe that it's because it was so weak. But in the classify of weak, Spotlight is up there. Up there. Spotlight becomes really good if you have the module that says that the Spotlight will aim at bosses. That's the only thing. Spotlight is also very good when it comes to the Smart Missile. So the Smart Missile by 2 seconds is a chain light. It's a chain gun, right? Next time boss will be upgraded, it's gonna be Chain Lightning though. I'm really thinking Chain Lightning could be good. I'm really thinking that. So Sword once again, long term is possibly the best. I got so much work to do with the Sword. I got so much work that I can easily foresee versus the shield. I can see shit. That's pretty good. That is pretty freaking good, if I'm being completely honest. So the sword, we're gonna see how it goes. For now, that's one of my favorite playthrough. The sword, why I like it so much, because the sword feels... Okay, let's put it like that, right? The sword feels... You know what's crazy? If you look here, there's a crane, and I'm getting the same fucking landscape every single day. The fact that we have a crane is actually quite special. So the sword, it feels special. Why? The crown... okay, let's be put the paper on the table. The crown is my playthrough, right? Shield and sword are sub-story. They're side quests, right? They're just for fun. If you had to tell me, hey, you choose one playthrough, crown all the way. So then we have the sword and the shield. So the shield is really good, but the shield misses a little bit of hoof. The shield is just there and survive. It's every single sandstorm, every single rain, and survive. And the shield, I don't know why, I think I for granted a lot. I'm like, oh, I'll survive. The shield is doing so good. The sword, for some reason, because the sword there's so little to upgrade. The shield is a lot of upgrade. It's a lot to upgrade. It's really complex. See, the shield in itself is more so about upgrading your tower. In the sword is more so about upgrading your ultimate weapon. See, the sword feels complete. Feels so much further than both the crown and the shield. With the range is amazing. The range we have, how much we have 203 meters. Just to tell you, on the crown, which is a playthrough that I had for a year, I have 146. See, it's a big difference. It's about 33%. About 33%. The guild is doing well. Everybody's partaking. The dismember that's always contributing 5 points, but at least they're contributing. I got people that text me and say, hey, I'm going to be missing for a couple of days. Please help me out. I'm like, okay, no problem. So yeah, so to finish this sword feels so complete. It's fun. It's amazing to see. Can't wait to see where it goes. But for right now, it's kind of boring because and even then, I think that's what's boring. I think I'm seeing long term. That's the game of grinding. You have goals. So for example, with the crown, I know that the seconds I'm gonna get the new ultimate weapon, I'm gonna be probably aiming for the next ultimate weapon. And the craziest thing with the ultimate weapon is inner landmine. In my opinion, inner landmine and smart missile are the easiest to upgrade because they're low level. I'm gonna have the inner landmine. I'm gonna be doing a lot with that. Then we're gonna have the black hole, and the black hole's gonna be fucking phenomenal. But at the same time, with the crown is so crazy because all I have to do is buy the inner landmine. We're upgrading shield, right? We're upgrading shield. And then when I'm gonna be done with upgrading the inner landmine, I'll be done upgrading the health. I'll switch to attack. I'll switch to range, attack speed, and damage. And when I'll upgrade to this, what I'll do is, with the attack, I'll just upgrade it. And then what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna buy black hole, and that way I'm gonna focus on getting the no range. So then it's gonna be good. I mean, think about that. The strongest part of the sword is, see, that's the problem. I don't have the strongest part of the sword. I cannot foresee something that's crazy good, and that bugs me. That really bugs me. I can picture something really good about my crown. The fact that we're healing, the fact that we're holding damage. So the crown is a river. I'm Aquarius, if you didn't know. The crown is a river. It will flow. But then when we put it down, it's finished. The shield is a parking lot. It's right there. It's not super interesting, but it's right there. And the sword is this glass cannon where you gotta see cracks. And like, how long is it gonna stand? Yeah, so it's not cool. But hey, we're good. Anyway, gotta go. Love you guys. Get easy. Peace. Don't blink to blink. Welcome to the show. Continuing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this. Can I get a drum roll, please? On this. Wait a second. I can't do the video. Oh my god, I was gonna do season 5 of Sugar Boys, but I can't do it because I don't have any much a season. Fuck. Okay, good. Good. So we'll leave everything here. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, good. What ending? Listen. Shield them. Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to the Welcome to our show. You guys are doing well because I'm having a wonderful 22nd May 2005 second round of videos. Still got my thing. I want to apologize. We did a TikTok, we did a Twitch live. We did a Twitch live and it didn't work, so I apologize for that. Anyway, love you guys, take it easy, peace. Dumpling, Easy Blading, welcome to the show. Everything well with this 22nd May 2025. Welcome to the nature core, the sunset that isn't a sunset. Let me show you, you'll understand. Dr. Fatfinger over here. I was supposed to do nature corn. I pressed stop instead of rotating the screen. So, yeah. Whoopsies. You're not recording. I hate this. I'm recording here, but I'm not recording the gameplay. Shit. So yeah, so I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been pondering about it a lot. It has been something that has pondered my mind for a while. See, I think, although I loved last year so much that we were able to do so much content, I think I made myself sick. And then I realized that, content-wise, I was having much more fun. See, my famous burnout, my famous depression, it wasn't led by a lack of making content. It wasn't made by too much content. It's because we went unhealthy with it. I'm a guy that needs boundaries. I'm a person that needs boundaries, and I need to set boundaries for myself. In making content, it was a bit the free for all. I could do whatever I want, right? But with me being my own boss, it came crazy. At first, when I was making content, it was work. And yes, I was thinking about making content, but I wasn't. It was work, and then it was making content. So yes, we were working 14, 16 hours a day, which is a lot, but at the same time, we weren't working on the same thing for 16 hours a day. Also, when I started making content full-time, which was last year, I was kind of finally exerting my right. Making content that much became a routine, became something that was out of control. And right now, I have a job. That job is... So, technically, that job sucks. The salary is not that great, but there's a lot of insurance. There's a lot of insurance, and long-term, there's constant raises, there's a lot of discounts on products that are there, which are products that I can be able to taste on camera. It's going to be a super cool job. The salary is good. The salary, I just said it was shitty, but I'm going to be making... I'm making more than the minimum salaries, and I'll be making even more a couple of months later. So I'm going to be telling you the salary. The minimum salary is $16.05. I'll be making $17.15, and if I get the 3 months, I'm going to be making $18.23. So that's pretty good. I'm saying this the salary is shitty because I used to make a lot more. However, I was making more after 7 years, versus I'm making more after 3 months, right? I'm going to catch up quickly. And even though it will take me 5 years, and if it takes me 5 years to get the same salary, I live alone. I don't have kids, right? So I don't need cash. So yeah, so with this job, and one of my biggest regrets in life, and again, it pains me to say so, but I treated people like shit. So I want you to realize that I had treated people badly publicly. I was an asshole to friends. I was like, no, I cannot. I have to make content. I cancel plan with people. I cancel plan with family. Be able to make content, and I was shitty. But I was obsessed behind the scene too. When it came to work, I wasn't there. I was thinking about making content, and to me, that was a revenge. I was being treated like shit at work. So it's like, just you fucking watch. I'll become something, and then try to treat me like shit, right? However, everybody suffered, and not everybody was involved to treating me like shit. It became an obsession, and it became something that I did almost as in naturally. I was like, no, dude, I'm making this video. People were talking to me at dinner, that I was uploading videos, and like, I can't talk. You know? I was thinking, and people were getting mad at me, like, dude, I understand that you have this passion, but think about the work that you're doing right now. And they were right. And I was like, nah, dude, I don't care about this. It's gonna be closing soon, you know? And ultimately speaking, it was forgivable because Gaudi was closing. But I can start another job and do the same thing. I don't even know if I'm gonna have coworker, but I'm gonna have responsibilities. And I want to do something good. I'm 32 years old. I want the job to last. Taking a step back also means not being so obsessed with it. The number of videos I have about going to my father's house and recording while he doesn't know, and just not uploading the content, but just keeping that mentality of I'm filming everything. It's rough because you betray trust. You became that obsessed. But again, it's a sickness. You need to film, even if you're not going to post it. You need to film. You know. So yeah, so it wasn't healthy. Taking a step back from making content also means that I don't have the same. See, that's the thing. I don't have I have the same passion, but I don't have the same need. When I start making, it's so complex. It is so complex. I'll do both videos. I'll do how I feel and why we're taking a step back. Ink, Young Ink, Baby Ink. Didn't have a lot of people to talk to. I made a community. I made some friends. That was one of the thing that I needed. I grew up emotionally. I grew up mentally. I grew up as a person. Some other thing that I needed. I need some more friends. We made a bunch of new friends. Hi friends. I think the Young Ink. So the craziest thing is, you can tell when I haven't talked to people. I'll make more videos. I'll talk more. Right? You can tell when I haven't went outside because I got more chaotic energy. I think I'm calmer. I think I accomplished more things. Socially speaking. I was talking with Janice today, and I was kind of busy when he was talking to me. Like, you know what, bro? It's okay. What's up? And usually I would have said, oh, he needs you, bro. This is the right thing to do. Now I was just like, you know what? He wants to talk. Let's talk. Right? He's a good friend. I love that guy. So let's just talk to him. Today with my father. My father said, hey, I received a call, and I was like, I want to talk about it on the phone because I can still film, right? Like, no, come over. That way we get to see face to face. I'll understand you better. I was like, okay, and I didn't make content, right? I'm able to stop making content. I don't. You see, it's the most insane thing is, storage wise, it was always a problem. Now, of course, we made some more space on the Galaxy S24 Plus. We have 130 gigs and we have 80 gigs on this one. We have a lot more space, but still, I'm never in a position where I can film. Yeah. Is that because we're making less content? We're making more smart content, right? I was arguing with somebody with quality over quantity, and I felt like I needed quantity because that was my only escape for emotion, my only escape for social aspect of life. That's where I met my ex. That's where I met a lot of the people that I fucking love. But see, it was coming because I had problem with Steph and Ink, and I always felt like Ink was taking too much space. And my reason for saying that Ink took too much space was saying, okay, well, you know what, Ink, everybody knows Ink, nobody knows Steph. But the reality, did I really need to show who Steph was? It was a simple fact of me being acknowledged not enough, right? That's also important. But then I realized that it wasn't necessarily about being acknowledged. It was personal life. I had no personal life. See, that's the thing. I didn't have a personal life before. I didn't have it. I was playing video games. But I was happy. Now, making content, I was also happy, but I was imposing on myself this absence of this quote-unquote time prison. This quote-unquote time shackles. You know? I remember, as much as I fucking miss spending days making content and then being so tired and just going out and just watching the sunrise, knowing that this day is finished and I can go sleep. I miss that. But at the same time, was it healthy? No. You can do it one time, 2 times, but long term, it's not good. I'll do the bathroom. I'm really sorry. Like I was saying, maybe it's a healthy thing to do. You know? I don't want to make this video. In the perfect world, I go back 1 year. See, in the perfect world, I go back 1 year in time. I go back 4 years in time. And I'm not making a single video. And then the answer of what if I never did content is the answer. Right? But to be honest, I think that no matter what, maybe it wasn't the 9th of May 2021. maybe it was the 3 March 2022. No matter what, I would have stand in my chance, right? The reason I'm stopping this also is because it was unhealthy. But in a sense of, we did it. We fucking did it. We tried it. I'm not giving up. I'm still gonna make videos. I'm still gonna do some live. You're really not gonna see changes. You're not gonna realize there's changes. There's changes. Why? Because even me taking a break equates to me making more content than a lot of people, which is weird, but the truth. So yeah, the moment where I realized it was really unhealthy was romanticizing becoming crazy. So the whole Conor McGregor speech of the day where my wife has a car every single day, the day where my kids will never have to work. Losing my mind will become crazy. He was talking about Van Gogh and how he went crazy himself. And then, I don't know, something hit me. Like, dude, you can become crazy and then it'll be something that people will talk about. People will finally acknowledge all your work, right? There's this part of me that's, what if you became a father? What if you had a good job, you find a good girl, you became a father, right? Wouldn't that be nice? That would be nice, right? And I wouldn't lose my mind, right? I used to think that people, and I'm sorry for the term, I know it's not a good term, but I don't care. I used to think that people who worked all year for 2 weeks off of vacation is retarded. I used to think that people that did that were the biggest suckers in the world. You're working 50 weeks to have 2 weeks off. But it was never about the 2 weeks off. It was about having purpose. It was having motivation to work. And the work itself puts food on the table, feeds your family, feeds your kids, right? Then I realized that the only retarded here is a person who has freedom, but it's a perception of freedom. They're still enslaved because they're making content the whole day. They're still enslaved because they're enslaved to the number. They're still enslaved because they lost 1 follower, then they said, fuck, I was so close to my goal. No, you were not close. You were not close. Right? I saw my numbers on TikTok dwindle. And I didn't really care. Not because I'm not grateful for you guys, but instead of 9,000 people, I have 200 or 300 people that I really fuck with. Really there for me, you know? That's pretty much, that's enough. See, taking a step back is temporary. I think I need to resource myself. And with me, it's all in or nothing. So when I take a step back, I stop making content. And that's a problem. Because you're never in the middle. You're never finding a balance. You're always one extremity or the other. So that sucks. I think, personally speaking, that me making less content and taking a step back or making content can be a very healthy thing. Can be finding a healthy balance where I can make my content. I can do what I need to do, what I want to do, more so than anything. But still in a position where I'm not completely tired. Still in a position where I'm human. I should feel like shit because I was exhausted. I went crazy. But again, it wasn't going crazy. See, I was like, dude, it doesn't matter if you lose your sanity. You were never sane to begin with. Yeah, but you could have fixed your insanity. You could have seeked my help. Right? Taking a step back is hard. Because on days, I'll continue to make more content. The reality is, I'll possibly do the same that I was doing before last year, which when I was working, there's still a lot less. I want to find a healthy balance. Because taking a step back right now possibly means making more content over the years. I was watching Outdoors Boys, and the guy was, I'm watching my playthrough. And the guy was talking about how the channel had become too big for him. He didn't recognize himself, he didn't recognize his kids and family. His kids wanted to do YouTube. He had 4 boys and they all wanted to do YouTube. And he felt guilty about it. He probably partaken in the fact that too many kids wanted to do YouTube. But then as an older man that made YouTube, he realized how dangerous social media could be. Right? I don't know. I'm following this person. I'm not gonna say their name because they're an asshole. I'm following them because they're not popular. Don't worry. I'm following them because they're an asshole. They're not good people. And they're not good people because people are all okay. They're not good people because I hate this. I hate talking about this because I feel guilty. He's not a good person because people push him. So he's the kind of guy that says, hey, you come to my life, you're gonna like the life. Hey, you watch my video, you have to like my video, you're gonna leave positive comments. And I'm the kind of guy that says, bro, I don't owe you shit, I don't owe you anything. And I said, bro, says, dude, yes, dude. And I'm like, dude, I don't owe you anything. And then in live, I hear him talk about me. And it's a long story. It's a long story, but I think it's good for this video. There's 2 cases, both French Canadian. You see, because French Canadian, they're like me. I associate with French Canadian because I recognize myself French Canadian. I used to have this friend, Max. Max would make me laugh so much because Max was a farm boy. I love Mike because he was speaking French, but really good French. Like people would talk to him in Sishmakolis. I don't give a fuck, and that was refreshing. So there was a good guy. Him, I'm gonna name him because I don't care. Him, he's not a bad guy, but it's Bissot Quebec, and Bissot was a guy that suffered from over-emotional. He was over-emotional. Suffered from a personality trouble that made him super in his feelings. And when he's reacting something, when he's having a feeling, he doesn't have moderator. I don't know if that's what you call it, to come and balance it out. So you see him crying on social media, and you're saying, dude, maybe that's not for you, right? Maybe that's a dangerous place. And I cried on social media, right? I'm not better. And this guy had this unhealthy. It was not an unhealthy place because him being so open led to him being attacked. The second guy, Bissot wasn't an asshole. Bissot wasn't an asshole, but DNA wise or personality wise or human being wise, social media wasn't a safe place for him. It's like I'm not gonna allow somebody on a spectrum to ridiculize himself on social media, right? I don't think it's. There's a ton of people with disability, with people on the spectrum, people with Down syndrome. I'm watching the show Sean and Marley, and there are 2 kids with Down syndrome, and Sean is a bit lower on the spectrum. He's a bit more there, but Marley is really like, you know. But then I'm watching them and they're cooking and it's just good times. But with Sean and Marley, which are both Down syndrome, there's also somebody behind the scene, and that person behind the scene takes care of everything, takes care of social media, and make sure that they're okay, make sure that they're having fun, you know. So the second guy, and I think I'm a mixture of both. So the second guy, I come in, right, and this guy, so this guy is like me, and I feel so bad because he's so much like me. He talks and talks and talks, and the way he's talking, what he's saying is interesting, but the way he's talking about it, just like me, it's monologue, right? You're tired of listening to monologue. So he does some live, and that's on him. That's not on me. He does some battle with one person in the chat, right? And you know what's the craziest thing? This is the true story. He'll go live against somebody else. He has to account. So he'll like his own life to win the battle. You didn't win shit. You cheated. What's the point? And he does that like 10, 20 times. And then he was doing battles, and I felt bad for the guy, because I understand oversharing because nobody's listening to you. I understand needing to express yourself because nobody cares. I understand feeling left out, but needing that social interaction. So I used to go to his life, right? The problem was he was doing battle for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And every battle was like, dude, please stop. And I was like, bro, I'm working. I was editing that night. I remember that night very, very well. I was editing. That night I had my first mouse in the apartment. My first mouse. And then he got mad at me. And he said, if you don't tap, I'm going to block you. And in my head, I'm like, you piece of shit. You have 3,000 followers. You have one dude who cares enough or pity you enough to come in the live and show you some love. You're going to block me, so I just left. Right? But then I felt bad. Because back in the days, back when this happened, I was putting myself blood, sweat, and tears. Blood, sweat, and tears. I was putting myself. Blood, sweat, and tears. And I got into the live and I wanted to say sorry on tap a little bit. I was gonna tap for an hour, but you know what? I was like, okay, we'll tap for 2-3 games. Their families each. Let's stay here for 25 minutes and then say, hey, gotta go. Sorry. That way, I'm an asshole that doesn't tap, and I'm an asshole that left. You know. I come back and he's listening to me, and he's talking about me, and he's talking about, oh yeah, and he knew my real name. He's like, oh, Stefan is and that's a crazy thing. I come into his live, and the guy is like me. The guy has a name. Okay, so first of all, the guy, we're very similar, but he also has the name of my cousin, my closest cousin. We're close in age. We're close in person. So I feel a kinship to him. I feel a kinship. So I come in and he called me Vendetta. I said, you know what? I don't like Vendetta. It's a bit too violent for me. What's your real name? And at the first, this is the first time I told my name, because I was like, okay, well, it's a fucked up request, but you don't have anybody in your life. I want to give you my name. Nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna trust you, right? Type shit. Not nice, but still. They give my name, right? And he's talking about me, and he said, oh, Stefan, I'm looking at who's looking at my video. Stefan, he's watching my videos, but he doesn't like them. So first of all, you're gonna be talking, and I do the same thing, so I'm not blaming him. First of all, I'm gonna release 50 minutes of videos. I'm not gonna watch them. I'm gonna cycle through it. I'm gonna watch a couple seconds, and that's it. I'm gonna leave. I just want you to get that views to help you out, to help out with the algorithm, right? If I can stay a couple seconds, which is 30 seconds to be precise, and I leave, you still get a view, right? The algorithm will care about that. So I do that, and I'm not gonna like all your videos, because first of all, I would rather watch a video, like it, than watch a video that don't even watch it and still get a like because I want to help the person. It doesn't help you. Leaving a like on a video that you didn't like doesn't help. It doesn't help. You're enabling behavior of a person that will become in denial. My content is great because I got 20 likes, right? So long story short, you said you have to be heartless, and at this point I'm done. So I'm like, dude, I kind of want to piss him off. I don't know why I felt like that, but I kind of wanted. I don't know why. So I stayed in the I stayed in the chat, and I'm like, dude, if you're gonna block me, you're gonna block me. So this is a true story too. I'm staying in the chat, and the same night, he's acting like an asshole. So somebody comes in and they're a troll and starts trolling him, but it went out of control. He brought his friend, he shared lives with people, and he was being really trolled. And at that point, I'm like, I could have helped him. But I was like, you know what, bro? You're a piece of shit. You deserve this. You know? But in both of these cases, they were both people that didn't belong on social media. Now, why might I say that? Because putting yourself out there is not for everybody. A lot of people that have burnout, a lot of people, they stop making content because it's too much for them. Even for me, it took me 4 years, but I'm at a stage where I'm like, I want a real job. And the truth is, maybe I'll have the real job and I'll work for 2 months or 3 months and I'll be like, you know what? I miss making content. I do miss making content. And we'll see. But for now, a job sounds like fun. A job sounds like a change of pace. I think I need to change the pace. So basically when I started making content, the content was all about changing my pace, right? And then this overstimulation became a norm. And I was so overstimulated that I became tired, so I was understimulated, never was balance. So now we're going into the second part of the video. The second part is how do I feel about taking a little step back? I feel weird. I feel really, really weird because this doesn't feel like a decision that I made. This is a decision that I had to impose myself. And it's crazy because I'm watching Trailer Park Boys, and it's Bubbles. And he has his go-kart, and Ricky always rode a go-kart and doesn't take care of it. So then he asks Bubble, hey, Bubble, I need the go-kart. And then Bubble's like, no, I'm not gonna share. I'm not gonna give you the go-kart. I'm not allowed to lend you the go-kart. And now Ricky says to him, who's not allowing you to lend the go-kart? And Bubble says, me. I'm not allowing myself to. And I just found it to be so making so much sense. I don't want to allow myself to be in a position where I put myself sick. I don't want to be in a position where I don't want to be again in a position where I go overboard. You see, those two people I was talking about before, they both did that to themselves. This person that was over emotional, right, put themselves on social media to be exposed. People made fun of him. The second person wanted acknowledgement on social media. He wanted acknowledgement. And when he didn't get it, he did a tantrum, which is a childlike behavior. But he still made a tantrum. And now, we're all different people. Now that I've been doing content for 4 years, and it's not because there's no result, because there is result. I have a good community. I love you guys. It's just that sometimes I feel like it's not going anywhere. But at the same time, if you ask me where I want to go with this, I'll say enough to feed a family, enough to have fun in my life, and that's it. And any job will do that. Any job will put enough money in your pocket to buy food for the table. And every single job, you can be happy. The job that I had, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy because of the work. I was happy because of the people, you know? Now, this possible job, I live 3 minutes from there. There's good insurance. There's possible for they're going to be giving me free uniforms. It could be something really cool. I don't know if I have it 100%, but I think I do. And yeah, it's a tough situation because as much as I want to make content, it's just such a weird thing. I see myself making content in 10 years. I see myself making content in 20 years. But to what amount? Do I see myself working as hard as I did last year for 10 years? No. Do I see myself working as hard as I did? See, that's the problem. I associate content with hard work, as much work as we put in last time. And I'm not willing to do that anymore. I'm not willing to do that. I want to do it because it's fun. There's nothing better for me than to do 24 hours of Elden Ring or of any stream. Right? It's fun. It's hard. It's fun. Okay, fuck what you're planning. Today you're doing this, and you better say arigatou gozaimasu. You better say muito mesk. That's what you're doing. There's a certain poetic in that. I remember last year, I was making the Elden Ring, right? And 24 hours. And I was like, dude, how much longer do I have? And for the first time in a while, I look up, and I'm like, holy shit, I've been streaming for 19 hours. The automatic could see this is, you can see the end. You can see the travel line. It's tough. And it's also seeing all those talented people on TikTok. And it's not a question of being jealous or feeling insecure. The reality is I'm seeing those people on TikTok and on other social media, and I'm thinking, dude, they're so talented, and I got more. So I was watching, if you're Canadian, chances are going to be watching humor. There's a lot of comedians here. I don't know why. There's a lot of comedians. One of them was called Pierre Méthode, and Pierre Méthode, he said the following. He said, moi, c'est moi qui fais la scène, mais si c'est assis avec nous autour d'un feu de camp, je suis le moins drôle. Which translates to, yes, I'm on the scene in front of you, but if you're sitting with us around a campfire, I'm the least thing of my friend. See, I see people and talented, and I have so much more success than them. And there's not a part of me that feel bad because I did work hard for it. There's a part of me that says they deserve their chances too, you know? And it sucks. I was talking to Jen today. I was talking about how he had planned because he wants to make content in June. And I was so fucking happy. At first, I was like, oh, dude. Because that's a shitty person. I'm a shitty human being for that. I want to apologize if you take offense to that. You watching this. There's been so often where I had a loyal viewer. And they said, you know what, I'm going to try making contents. Right? And I'm like, dude. And that's another viewer because they were making content. Right? And most of the time, these people, and again, I'm not assuming, but most of the time, these people will not succeed. And because they will not succeed, they will leave Twitch on alone. Right? So, okay. So with Janice saying that, at first I was like, oh, dude, Janice was my right arm, right? Janice was my, oh, I don't like saying that. Janice was the Batman to my Robin. Better than that. Okay, this is pretty embarrassing, but Janice was the Alfred to my Bruce. If you know what I'm talking about, you're a gangster. Yeah. Doesn't matter how far Bruce goes, he needs an Alfred, right? I'm losing a big part of the identity. I'm losing a big part of the vendetta, right? And then today, I was like, fuck. And I feel so good because, and this is the weirdest thing. This is why I'm making this video. This very feeling is why I'm making this video. So Aldous Boy, like I said, announced their retirement last week. Like another person that I fucking love that is leaving YouTube or making content. And I'm like, there's a part of me that's like, okay, well, somebody needs to replace him. And I know it's not me, but I'm like, okay, well, guess what? See, I grew up in the 90s. It was amazing, but I think what was more amazing was the diversity of culture, the diversity of opinion, the non-PC, the diversity in music. But we had a lot of role model, and nowadays I look at it, and I'm seeing. And I'm sorry, but somebody that edits video and say, yo, this is the 10 craziest skin of Fortnite. Great video. Are you a role model? No, I'm sorry. You possibly worked really hard, but, you know. I can look at Casey Neistat and say, what a role model. How many Casey Neistats are there right now? I can look at Meg Juggernuggets and say, what a fucking legend. How many Meg Juggernuggets out there right now? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm watching this TikTok battles every single night. I'm addicted to it. It's really good. Okay? So, with this TikTok battle, it's two assholes. And I don't mean, they're douchebag. I mean, no, I mean dickhead. I mean fucking prick. Horrible human being. And the only reason that people are watching this is because they're hated. So the funny thing is, one of them is more hated. One of them is the most hated in the Quebec and French Canada. But the other one is the next one. And the other one, whenever he goes against somebody else, doesn't make a penny. So they're fighting Asian every single night. And it's a good show because it's two trash people throwing trash on each other. Like, okay, wow, this is great. But you're partaking in a culture where those two assholes don't deserve a platform. Yeah, that platform is basically making fun of themselves. They don't deserve a platform. Right? You understand what I mean? So when I saw the Outsider give up today, well, not today, it was this week though. And when Janice told me I'm ready to make content, I was like, okay, well, and I don't know if that's narcissistic, but I was kind of happy because I was like, I'm taking a break, I'm taking a step back, and my boy started me to make content, so it's perfect timing. The truth is, me and Janice were very similar. So if somebody like, I don't know, I have no clue. It's not my boy, but yeah. See, I made a video last week, and I was talking about how hard it was finding a job, and that's the funniest thing with me. We're at 40 minutes, okay, so this is the good part. That is the funniest thing with me. I will jinx myself in the best of ways. I made a video, I think it was last Wednesday, talking about how finding a job is really hard, and I fucking hate this, and I don't feel like I'm valued, and I hate the relationship of power, the feeling of a relationship where I have to beg, hey, kind sir, I'm possibly the worst worker you're gonna have, but please give me a chance. Please help me feed my family. I'm not asking for charity, dude. I'm working for you. You're gonna profit off my work. I still have to beg for you. You know? I had a problem with that. And it feels like the same thing with taking a step back from making content. It feels like feels bad. Because it doesn't feel like it's something I want to do. It feels like, again, it feels like something I need to do. And I'm not complaining. I'm very lucky to have this. But for the last year, we did what I wanted to do. The amount of things that I needed to do versus the amount of things I did because I wanted to do it, crazy. Me and this guy were talking almost every day. He's a really good dude. And I could consider him a good friend. But yesterday he was like, yo, can you please promote me? And I had so many fucking people be nice to me just to say on me, hey, can you promote me? And that fucking sucks because you don't know how it is. It's like this rich guy, right? It's so nuts because I don't feel famous. It's like this rich guy who doesn't know what friend he has because maybe they're all there for the money. And I'm like this crazy guy that has friends because of he's popular, but he's not that popular. So himself doesn't see that self-popular, right? I had this also this girl, right? I had this girl who was very flirtatious with me, very flirtatious. But it was only flirtatious during the stream. When I DM her in the background, no answer. Then you realize that this particular person, was only there to look like the biggest fucking queen in the ball because the popular guy is paying attention to her. Right? I was talking about the two assholes on TikTok battling. One of them yesterday says, hey, I'm starting the battle when somebody sends me a pair of tits. I wish I was joking. And he got his pair of tits. What a horrible thing to do, but he still did it. He got away with it. You know? There's a lot of things that I don't like on social media. There's a lot of things that I don't like. I want to keep what I'm doing. See, I laugh about it a lot. It was a meme, but Bob Ross had it all figured out. Bob Ross was this crazy talented painter, this crazy popular painter. But Ross never made millions. Bob Ross never became the next sensation in painting worldwide. You loved, but not be loved. You understand? Yeah? Had it all figured out. See, I'm gonna go back to the Outdoors Boys. They're just phenomenal. The Outdoors Boys, that's a crazy story. The Outdoors Boy, they had a first channel called the Catfish something, and they never got famous. The Outdoors Boy had been making content for the last 4 years, and Joe Rogan watched one of their episodes, they talk about it, and then Charlie, which is Penguin ZO, made fun of Joe Rogan because he doesn't like Joe Rogan. So he watched it all. He watched the episode to make fun of Joe Rogan. He's like, no, this channel is amazing. And then this channel, he was posting videos and getting millions of views. Really popular, one of the most popular channel. And he always left his comment off. So what does that matter? So YouTube will see that your comments, will see your comments as engagement. So even though with no engagement, he was still getting so many views. He was able to step it up. He was able to step off. I'm seeing the OJ family, which is a cool family, and they're super popular. They're putting their kids first, which is amazing. I'm seeing this PewDiePie, and PewDiePie to me always felt like such a fucking asshole, because PewDiePie was one of the reasons why a lot of advertiser left YouTube advertisements. And PewDiePie felt really, and I mean this sincerely, it felt like a dude that made money when money was to be made, and he said, fuck you, I'm burning the bridge, I'm burning the ship, nobody's gonna be making as much money as I did. But then when you look at what really happened is, he found this wife, and he traveled, and he had fun, and they had a life outside of social media, and then they had their son, Bjorn. And now the guy posted one video every 3 weeks, 4 months, a month, and people were like, yo, congratulations, PewDiePie, you know? But it's also all of these legends that are taking a step back. Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. See, those 4 years were the most constructive years of my life. And hopefully I'm doing this for another 10 years, 20 years. And it's continuing to bring me as much. If the next 4 years bring me half what the first 4 years brought me, I'll be a happy man. I'll be so fucking happy. I'll be like, wow, I'm lucky. But I have to admit that those last 5 years, looking back at it, felt like a fever dream. It felt like it wasn't real. It felt like, holy shit, I did all of that. Sometimes I'm watching a video and I'm like, holy shit, I remember saying that. But it's filming it, I don't remember. Sometimes I'm gonna see myself and I'm so tired, I'm like, wow. I'm gonna see myself in the video, I'm gonna be so tired, I'm gonna be like, wow, you really worked hard that day. I miss that. As much as I like putting myself through fire, the fire of overworking, the fire of self-destruction, in the sense of I'm working way too much, I miss it dearly. I told you guys that I had a oh, it's great. I told you guys that I had a party at my uncle last week. I didn't tell you something. So I was on my phone, I was playing Final Fantasy, because again, it's a game that I can focus on the conversation, which usually I'm not. Usually I'm posting, usually I'm working, right? And I'm focusing on the game. And the simple thing I have to do, I'm still listening. I'm pressing a button here and there. Then my aunt, mind you, that I haven't seen in 2 years, she says you're wasting your life on the phone. And I'm like, first of all, and there's part of me, there's a timing of me, there's past ink that would get so mad, say you don't know shit. But then, to me, knowing what I was doing was enough. Knowing that I was working, having fun but working, knowing that I'm still less invested than I was. There's time where I would have went to a party, I would just go into a room and just film and make content. I'm actually with you guys. She's like, oh, you're on your phone. What are you doing with your life? I'm like, please tell me what to do right now. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do on a Sunday night at 8:32 p.m. Please tell me what to do. Tell me how can I spend my time at this Sunday, right? But I didn't, because I know. But as much as maturity hits, and maturity says she doesn't know the situation, you don't need to get mad at her, right? You're gonna see her one time, and then you're gonna see her in a year. I was proud of myself for not reacting, but I also miss the guy who was reacting. I also miss the guy who said, you know what, you don't know shit. I wish I had this passion. We often compare fire and passion. Fire is destructive, right? I don't want to be a destructive force. Look at people that reach out my new community, right? And when they're talking to me and say, hey, how are you? Do we miss you? To me, it's such a weird feeling, because it's 100 times more fulfilling than making content. I tell you something, when I was doing live on TikTok, I was like, I should have done that before. And then, believe me, that I don't care. I remember all the nights I spent talking to the camera. I'm not talking to anybody else. I remember going to see the sunrise in the morning. And I said I should have done live. To share this moment with someone. You know? A part of me that's taking a step back, there's a big part of it that is you didn't do the proper thing. There's stuff I could have done to become way more famous. There's stuff I could have done to make this a real quote unquote job. There's stuff I could have done to better my financial situation. Right? Stressful. There's a lot of stress that I'm feeling, a lot of pressure that I'm feeling is from a financial situation. Right now I have a debt. Right now I'm paying the rent, but as I'm paying the rent, I'm digging through my savings. And my savings, I got 1 more month, right? So in case you didn't know, today is the 22nd May. I have enough cash for June, but July, I'm fucked, right? Now, technically speaking, if I start my job on Monday, this will never, ever be a problem. The problem is if I don't, you know, fuck. You know, fuck. I don't know what to do. I had a lot of stress. You think that when I was receiving, you wanna have so much information? Huh? You wanna have so much information? You think that when I was receiving $880 every 2 weeks, I was stressed about my taxes, I was stressed about something? No. I can live very comfortably for $950 per month. I was making $1,760. Yeah. Then October, it stopped in October. And here we are in May. I still have some leftover money. The thing that haunts me the most is the second I think about stopping, I'm saying if you stop, you just wasted 4 years of your life. Right? If you stop, right? Ooh, thank you. Cutie Stoner. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. She said thank you, so you're welcome. The second I think about stopping content, it's like you're gonna be wasting 4 years of your life. But then followed shortly after is you have a choice between wasting 4 years or wasting your whole life. You see, it's crazy. I'm gonna give you guys a crazy statement. You don't mind? Lately, I've been asking myself, what is the pursuit of happiness? What is the road to happiness? Right? And I'm like, I don't know what happiness is. I know what sadness is. The thing with sadness is, if you knew how to avoid it, you would. You're not supposed to know how to avoid sadness. Right? And I think that happiness is a highway, right? And sadness is on both its side, right? And they're all leading you from point A to B, from life to death, right? You're in this car, right? You're driving forward, and you're playing this song, Car Radio for 21 Pilot. If you don't know the song, please check it out. It's amazing. And you're on this highway, right? And you don't know if you're in the good lane or the bad lane. The lane that's gonna make me happy, or the lane that's gonna make me sad. You don't know what it is. Tell me something. Tell me the truth. Now, if you're lying, if I ask you this question and your answer is a lie, you're lying to yourself, right? I don't care what your answer is. But tell me something. If you don't know what lane are you on, are you pressing stop or are you continuing? I am fucking continuing. I'm not stopping the car. I'm not stopping the car until I have no gas and I have 2 flat tires. I just don't give a shit. Yeah. That was nasty. That was nasty as fuck. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. I need to do Trailer Park Boys. Oh, this is disgusting. I had a little puke in my mouth. It's so cold outside. But I have to press this button till I die. Until the day I die, I drown myself for you. Volume Reverse released a new song, by the way. Until the day I die. Welcome to the show. Doing well on this 22 May 2025. We're gonna be reacting or doing a recap, just talking about season 5 of Trailer Park. You're supposed to know the answer, boys. We're celebrating the possibility of a Trailer Park Girls. Why are we celebrating today? Well, we're doing season 5, which honestly is one of my favorite season. But also a very special thing. I did a bit of grocery today, as the French would say. And I bought, can I get a drum roll please? Halifax inspired Donair. Fucking Donair. Now, why is Donair important? I wouldn't give a shit about Donair if it wasn't Trailer Park Boys. So I think I'm gonna do... It didn't come from me. I think I'm gonna... Such a cringe guy. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check out if I'm still recording. We're still recording. Hell yeah. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be watching till season 7. I'm take a little break, watch the 2 specials, and then my dearly friend, we are gonna be eating some Donair. You're down with that? Aren't you down with that, dude? So Netflix, we're watching Trailer Park Boys if it allows us to see. It is season 5, so technically speaking, we started when? We started last Friday. It is disgusting, by the way. Sorry, Rockstar. I'm gonna fuck with this one. Until the day I die. Wait, what? Okay, fuck, we skip an episode. Damn. Showcase, original. Yeah, so season 5, episode 1 is Give Freedom, Give Peace a Chance. So, if you guys remember last season on Trailer Park Boys, we had a whole field of weed and a panther or a tiger. Have you ever wondered if Steve French was a tiger or a panther? Because I just did, and I'm pretty sure tiger. Never mind. He had a field of weed, so we sold the weed. We're supposed to be rich. The guys are leaving jail, and it's so fucking funny to me. This is the prime Bubbles. I gotta say, Bubbles carried the show. You see, my apologies. Ricky is a bit. How do you say, Ricky? And Julian is a bit too much. Julian. Season 5, you introduce Ray in a big fashion, which is... I didn't like Ray. As a kid, I was a fucking fool. Because Ray is the shizzle, know what I'm saying? See, there's this classic thing of watching Trailer Park Boys one day. Watching Trailer Park Boy 1 week. Watching Trailer Park Boy 1 month, and we're at a month now. Know what I'm saying? So, Give Peace a Chance is actually a really cool episode. What I love is the Trailer Park Boys ahead in the head. Once again, we don't have a time zone, but we're seeing Trinity grow up. So I'm like, okay, well, a couple of years, right? So now they leave jail. Right away, you got some bangers. You got some fucking funny epic moments. For example, Ricky complaining about the look away from smoking. Not allowed to smoke in jail anymore. Go figure why. And then Bubbles, which is my favorite Bubbles ever right now, is like, oh, Ricky has been losing his mind with the new no cigarette policy. So he's right away talking about, like, very politely. He's talking about he's hugging prison officers. So you see, kind of like a Trailer Park, right? So what ended up happening is they're looking for a party. They think they had all of the money. So then what happened is they go see Terry and Dennis. Terry and Dennis is a nice addition because give me treat. You see, Terry and Dennis is actually a really, really good addition because Trailer Park Boys is Ricky, Bubble, and Julie. Main antagonist is Leahy and Randy. You also have Cyrus, so it's 3 guys. Notice Cyrus is never with Leahy and Ricky and Randy. And the problem with Trailer Park Boys is Leahy is the perfect villain. They're both protagonists and antagonists from the same place, which is Trailer Park. Cyrus is an outsider, so he's a purpose to a mean. Nothing unites like a common enemy, and nothing unites like a common enemy. Frankie Grande, Celebrity Big Brother, 2016. We'll cultivate, bitch. So we go in and they meet us, and then it's such a play on, I'm not a smoker, I don't do drugs. I know it's hard to believe, but I don't do drugs. And apparently there's just common cliche that your dealer wants to be your friend, and he's not cool. So we have Terry and Dennis. Terry and Dennis, and it's so fucking cool because they go in and the boys are complaining about. Oh, it's so good. It is so fucking good. They're complaining about them having their package out, and they have their package out, and it's so fucking awkward. However, there is something that's really important here. We see Terry that is super chill, and Dennis that is not chill. And that's something that they say. And the coolest thing is, you see, Ricky was friend with Terry, because Terry called Ricky Ichiban, which if you didn't know, Ichiban is the best in Japanese. And it's kind of cool that Terry really had Ricky's back. We saw that season 4, the finale, Ricky had a lot of connection. People like Ricky, which I don't know why, because Ricky's kind of an asshole. But it's good to see. It's really good to see. Also, what I want to add is my favorite moments of the episode is when they're in the limousine because they're big time, and they come back. You got Ricky and Bubble pissing, and Julian making a commentary or having a confessional. Then you got Ricky making a confessional with Bubbles and Julian pissing. It's just fucking funny. Then you have the limousine driver. My apologies. The limousine driver that is pissing. Now, the season 5 episode 1 has this really specific and important moment where we see Leahy, a very calm Leahy, and it's like, I know the boys are coming out every single day, and I'm worried. So then what happened is, every season technically is your last season. So when season 1 shoots, the last season is season 1. When season 2 shoots, last season is season 2. When season 4 shot, the ending was Leahy and Ricky coming to a gun, so that's really, really bad. So Give Peace a Chance is they basically come back, and then Leahy called the cuffs because they're gunfire, because technically speaking, well, Cyrus is there. So they're talking about this new fucking, not allies, partner. And then it's Cyrus. So then there's a fight, and then they're fighting, and then to protect himself, Julian take the car and steal the gun, so they go back to the park to check that. And so then Leahy called the cop and he blamed them. And then Leahy's like, yo, this is a peace offering. I'm off the liquor. And the funniest thing is, Ricky, the first thing he does is shake his hand. And Leahy and Ricky are possibly the most public characters. Bubble respect Leahy, and Leahy and Julian are both alcoholic. I feel like Julian is the Frodo to the Gollum that is Leahy. That makes sense? Cool, that makes sense. Cool. Okay, cool. So yeah, so we Give Peace a Chance. There is this feeling that they can cohabit together. And Julian's like, no, he's really drinking, which is true. Leahy is drinking. However, Leahy and Ricky could have cohabited. So this is a part of the movie Don't Legalize It, which is super important. So Don't Legalize It, once again, the boys are in jail. Surprise, surprise. And then they come in. And then the first thing that happened is Leahy and Rennie fight. So Leahy gets drunk. And then Leahy goes back to the trailer park to see the boys. And then Ricky says, ask one thing. He asked one thing. He said, who do we have? Leahy, the friendly guy looking for someone to drink with, or Drunky, the fuck clown? Saying, are you good drunk or you bad drunk? And Leahy says, you never know, the circus is in town. So there is a belief, and what he did, which is a bit of a spoiler, but season 10, they're saying that Ray wasn't Ricky's father. Because, so the lore would be that Ricky's mom was a whore. She liked to sleep around. So then they think that Leahy could have been the dad. And there's a whole scene of that. And Leahy is a really good protagonist because he helped Ricky out. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for season 5. However, it is a great intro. You see Trinity. Now, technically speaking, this is the first time where there's carry on from the season 4. So another season before. So that they have money. So for example, J-Rock bought a lot of CDs and turntables, shit like that. Corey sold the park. Now, the truth is, it's such a sad story because they went different ways. So the first way was Trevor and Corey spend the money and say, fuck those guys, they treat me like shit, right? Then the way they went is they said that, oh, Barbara fucked us over. So what is the truth? I don't know. They don't specify it, but the Trailer Park Boys sometimes have continuity mistakes. It happens. It's okay. Season 2, episode 5, season 5, episode 2. I don't remember this one because we watched it yesterday too. I'm telling you something. Watching the episode at the end, it's so stupid. So then Ricky's like, yo, where's my money? So they end up living at so. This is why the show is so good. See, they cohabit in the same trailer park because they don't cohabit together. So it's fucking complex. So in season 4, Barbara had a personal finance problem. She bankrupts, and she moves in a trailer, supervise the trailer. And then Leahy becomes homeless. So Leahy ends up buying the trailer of Julian. Julian ends up not having a trailer and ends up living at the Ray's. There's also an evolution. Ray's finally finished paying off his whatchamacallit. Finally finished paying his mortgage. There you go. When he's paying off his mortgage, he has more cash, and he starts having gambling problem. See, another cool thing with Ray. Ray's really religious. It's hinted at Bible Pimp in season 2, episode number 5, but it's only confirmed in the Christmas movie, like The Way She Goes. So The Way She Goes is fate. If I was meant to lose this money, I was meant to lose this money, which is one of my favorite saying from The Way She Goes, Bubs. So then they go out, and when Ricky learns that Corey and Trevor fucked them over, he wants to kill them. So then we realize that Corey and Trevor have this peace bond, which is 50 yards. So if Ricky gets closer to 50 yards, he can get in jail. However, most of the time, Corey and Trevor try to get close to Ricky, so the peace bond is bullshit. But the coolest thing is, by that, you still want Corey and Trevor to be useful, because again, it's all about making the characters of Trailer Park Boys useful versus having so many of them. So then Corey and Trevor start working with Julian. Another coolest thing, because season 5 is when shit hits the fan. So you want some inner conflict, right? We established before that Ricky was a fuck up. We established before that Julian, although had good ideas, didn't know how to execute them. So you kind of need a change of pace. And you have Julian training Trevor and Corey for the job, and Ricky kind of doing some self-work. So for example, he's taking a job as a janitor. For example, he's interested in studying. For example, he wants to be a good father. Everybody had money from the park. Lucy had new tits. It's so fucking funny. So Lucy has new tits, and then Ricky's like, he asked, the first one to talk about it is Bubbles, and Bubbles says, I'm a fucking nerd when it comes to that. I'm a fucking nerd. And Bubbles says, oh, she has new boobs, and a third of them is mine. So then Ricky's like, yo, if you notice something about Lucy, I'm falling in love again with her. And Bubble's like, no, I didn't notice anything because it doesn't admit that she had new boobs, right? But she had new boobs. Now, the cool thing with this is Lucy the Coutier did have a boob job. Now, what is the really cool thing about this is there's not a timeline for the Trailer Park Boys movie. However, the only thing that changes in that movie is that Lucy gets a boob job. So it could be the confirmation that Lucy had a boob job season 5. That means the movie take part after the season 5 or in between the season 5. So it's really cool. Then Lucy and Ricky goes back together. But then Maturing is realizing that Sarah is right. Ricky is chaos, and Ricky always brings chaos. And Sarah, she wants the best for Lucy, and Sarah's a weird character. I love Sarah, but it's always like, hey, why don't you start moving on by yourself, right? Why you gotta be with Lucy and Trin? And then they're best friends, so you understand, and they're kind of roomy. So it's not specified. But Sarah also is working, which is the weird thing. She has jobs. She's a hairdresser. She probably have money, so why she live with Lucy, right? It's never properly explained. So then Sarah's like, we were doing good before you came in, Ricky. And Ricky, technically speaking, has a good place here. Technically speaking, Ricky is the rightful... he's rightful, right? Rightful heir of this extra space. So he's married to Lucy and the father of Trinity. Trinity is grown up now. She's a teenager. But Sarah, she gained her place because she partaken in a lot of the bills. She take care of Trinity. She's like a good aunt. She's a really good mom. So then Lucy and Ricky come back together. And to be honest, watching this Trailer Park Boy again, I forget how little time Lucy had on screen. How little she brought to the script, to the story. But now she brings a lot because she's getting back with Ricky, which is fucking phenomenal. The puppeteer of shit is Julian needs some money because he doesn't have a trailer. The first thing he wants to do, he wants to buy a trailer. So in the first episode, we see that Terry and Dennis had a lot of ash, right? They had a lot of ashish. That's why they went to the boys. They went to do a party, so they're like, okay, well, let's go to Terry and Dennis. They have hash. They'll lend it to me. Which is why they're going there. And Terry and Dennis, there's a whole grandma thing. That is not kind of interesting. It's cool, but it's not something wow. So then Julian doesn't like Terry and Dennis, so he comes to fuck them over. And he kind of uses the excuse of it's Cyrus money, so let's fuck over Cyrus, right? So they steal their ash. Now the best thing about it is Ricky thinking about the same thing, and Bubble goes to stop Ricky, but they ended up stopping Julian. They come back to the park, and then again at the peace offering, he's shooting up. The boys are shooting up. Then Leahy called the cops and arrests Cyrus, Terry, and Dennis. Now, the greatest thing here is also Ray. Ray takes a big part. He's like, yo, that's not my trailer. Yo, he stole money from Julian because he has this gambling issue. See, Ray, this is such a cool story. Ray doesn't have this much of importance in the story, but since they're living on the same roof, it does have some importance. And Ray is also the result of how Ricky acts. And for the first time, it's all about separation. So Ray is more important to Ricky than the boys, and Bubble and Julian. Right? Because Bubble and Julian, they don't have family. So for them, Ricky's important, but Ricky does have a family. Ricky's the only one to have a dad. Ricky's the only one to have a wife. Ricky is the only one to have a daughter. So he's a family man, right? So puppeteer shit is implied that Leahy started to drink. There's super funny moments with fucking Randy being thrown bottle and said, I'm freaking telling. And Trinity's like, how do you like me now, Hamburglar? And I fucking love that because it's a cheese-eating walrus. I said it once, I said it twice, I said 1,000 fucking time. That's super cool. Next on the list, we have what? We have... so then Randy's like, why didn't you call the cops on the boys? He said, those are my shit puppeteer. The more shit they do, the more time they're gonna get in jail. So the problem with Ricky and Julian for Leahy is whenever they go to jail for a couple of months, it's never enough. They don't have time to reform, and he doesn't have time to equate peace. He's like, give me a year without the boys, I'll be doing good. So we don't have battery, so I'm gonna charge the phone a little bit. Link, it's your boy Ink, welcome to the show. This is doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 23 May 2025. Ooh, we have a new message in the tower. News, so it's news. Patch note 26. There is a new patch on this 23 May, so let's check it out. And it's reselect button option for a guardian, that's really good. 150 gem, it's not that bad. Just a fetch reward, you see. They nerfed it. So now you can now do guardianship during a run instead of hard blocking. And match menu, okay, that's good. Add fetch point to guardian point and game stats, that's super good. Add a display for the currently daily mod for medals. Okay, current daily caps. Not sure what that means. On the horizon, ooh, is a feature added for guild. The guardian is like, okay. That is meant to add additional benefits base. Oh, in its current states, the ship does not live up to their gameplay niche. On this edition, it's underwhelming. We are taking this time, assessing all the guardian ship, ensuring that they are worth investing. Oh, nice. Okay, good. Good. You're telling me to buy. Let's do that from here. It's super easy. I got 2 days. I got enough, which is great. Okay. Not a big deal with the with everything, but still. Underground I lay, losing everything. I can see my eyes. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the Culture Show. Yes, I'm welcome to having a wonderful day on this 23 March May 2025. I was supposed to take a little break today because again, we have a possibility to start working as soon as Monday. So yeah, it's a bit of a mess because I had a lot of time off work, right? But I never had days off, right? So we didn't work. So I was supposed to take this day. It was a perfect day because look at it, it's raining. But then I was gonna spend the whole day sleeping. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's actually do something productive. And then here we are. So a couple of things to try, a couple of games to play, somewhat of a nice weather to start. It is still raining, so without further ado, I'll get you here. On the ground I lay, losing everything. I can see my eyes passing way by. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to our show. Definitely welcome to having a wonderful day on this. 23 May 2025. I'm down here. Hello, Short King. I am super excited because we're gonna be making some content. I mentioned before, we were supposed to make content, but I don't know. I am so apprehensive about the job on Monday and wanting to be ready and wanting to be well rested and wanting to put every single chances in my corner. I was like, yo, let's take today's Friday. Let's take Saturday, Sunday off. So yeah, it's really fun. But hey, anyway, enough talking. Holy shit. Gilbeth. On the ground, I lay, losing everything. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to our show. Guys, doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 23 May 2025. We are playing the tower, so you're gonna see. Today is a great day. I've been having a lot of good days last week. Then we had a bad day, and it kind of broke down everything. Then we've had good days, but these good days are dependent on information. So for example, the first good bad day that we had was Wednesday. The first good day that we had was Thursday because we had a job offer. On Friday we had my interview. I am so sorry. On Tuesday was a bad day. On Wednesday I went to get some CVs. I got a call for an interview, which was the next day. There you go. So right now we're chilling. We're having a little break. This is gonna be a good day. So here's the intro. Let's do a couple of videos. But here it is also for the gaming plan. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do this for the gaming channel. I came in last week saying I'm going to stay on Twitch. They couldn't figure it out. I might be having a couple people give me advice on how to do it. It possibly will be on Twitch for the whole time. It will possibly be on Twitch till we figure it out. Because I want to play Star Wars. I want to play Fortnite. There's such a cool event going on. I want to take advantage of it. That's one. Two, you might have seen me trying a lot of new mobile game. So now we made a rotation. I'm going to be working, so mobile games are going to become kind of bigger, right? So now the active plan has changed. The active plan is now let's try some games. So I've downloaded a bunch of games. I downloaded Brown Dust 2, I downloaded Zombie Warfare, and I downloaded Brotato Pro Premium. So with these three games, I have way more of a kind of like a pool of games to choose from. So then what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to be doing the next week. The mobile games are not going to be on Twitch, are not going to be streamed. They're going to be filmed, recorded as we do per usual. Reason being for that is actually quite simple. If and only if, it's not complex, right? But yesterday we made a huge problem where we had this phone playing Brotato, right, Premium, and I was streaming on Twitch and there's no volume. So that's not a big deal. It happens. However, now I have the first episode of Brotato on this phone completely fucked because I've unlocked something. Where do you unlock those things, right? There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are going to be doing two things that I don't understand, that I'm completely against. They'll be farming a lot off screen, right? So they'll be farming, and the point is to make it a bit better for people. But there is this added pressure of I want it to be entertaining, so I'm not going to farm too much. And some people, they will play offline, right? So for example, this guy played Fortnite, and I get that you want to play for fun, right? But yeah, all you have to say is I have no voice. Like I have no voice. Listen, I'm going through some things, and people will leave you alone. So I have a problem with that. So we are, like I said, long story short, we might be streaming on TikTok and Kick. I really want TikTok because TikTok isn't okay. So I didn't lie when I said I was more interested in Kick than TikTok, but I'm realizing how little Twitch has changed, and I know TikTok streaming. I know that. So those are two that I'm familiar with. If it was in one way, I want to do two. If it's three that I don't know, and one that I know, this is a bit of a apprehensive curve. And once again, I'm streaming at the same time, so that's why also I really want to figure out how it works before I want to do some test stream. Like I do some test stream because all the games that I'm playing are current. So for example, we started to play Brotato yesterday. Was like I said, there's no mic now. the whole thing is simple because I can use this phone, and with this phone, I'm able to get the content I need, right? Oh, well, you didn't get this, I got this. No worries. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll see how it goes. Next week, possibly very low stream, and if I do stream, it's gonna be from PS4. So it'll be the same stream that we had before with no OBS, and then we'll change it. However, there is some great news that's coming. That's coming with it. Great news. If I can get OBS to work, and only if I can get OBS to work, we might be streaming with a camera. So I've always been dead against using a camera. I've always been dead against it. But there is a huge plus. I see. With me, getting on camera meant one thing. When I started streaming, it was all about being faceless. Now with the gaming, I do feel like I'm getting a lot of fun, right? And I'm getting a lot of gaming burnout because I'm more interested in making content. So I'm trying to find a just middle, right? I used to think that putting my face on the camera would render the game not as fun, but what I didn't picture was I can make this fun. See, for me, the experience of gaming will not change if I put a camera, right? I was always thinking that, oh, if you put a camera, it's going to be lowering the quality of the game, because not in the sense of graphics, but in the sense of this is the game that you're playing and you're enjoying this game. For me, the game doesn't change, and for me, the mentality, the way I perceive the game doesn't change. So the general idea behind the game is the same. I remember game streams of Fortnite, and I was so tired I was barely talking, and I could have come in and say, hey, this is just the game, right? And I could have put my camera and I wouldn't be talking more. Does it make the game more interesting that I have the camera on? No. But yeah, I just wanted to try that, so this would be cool. And I feel personally that in a very important fashion, I owed you guys this. Truth is, I opened up OBS and I haven't worked on OBS in 4 years. I want to try it. If it works, it works. I'm not, and I feel like, for example, we're gonna do total difference, right? I'm tasting this today, and this is amazing because this is part of a sub-branch of products that we had before, and these are my favorites. So I'm like, why taste the whole thing when you only like one of them? So with the camera, with the OBS would be the same thing. I don't like OBS. I like the simple tradition of, and I was talking about this last week with the man playing with tools, right? I like the idea of I want to play. I have one button to press. I have a title to find, and there you go. Maybe we're streaming. I do like that. I don't like, okay, well, let's open up the computer. Let's open it up, and then we're gonna be checking out. Now, I don't know how it's work. It could be automatic, but I want to change. Also, for the cameras, it's super important because the biggest problem that I had with gaming, and trust me, it's not a big problem. The biggest problem that I had with gaming was from 2021 to 2023. I wasn't using TikTok. I wasn't creating clips. So a lot of the game that I finished, I have to replay because those games that I have to replay are I didn't do the clips. So what if I had two playthroughs of the same game? It would be boring. What if I had one playthrough with the game with no camera, one playthrough with the game with camera? I would have an excuse to play the game. I would have an excuse to play the game again when the real excuse is I want clips, so I can clip farm and I can get more views and more followers and hopefully make this a job. Simple enough? Anyway, we've been talking for a long time. I'm gonna let you guys go. Love you guys. Take it easy. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Helicopter Show. I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 23 May 2025. As you can see, we're doing something close to a miracle today. We don't have my computer. We have my computer, but it's close. I sincerely want to apologize to you guys because we're about to redo the first part of Trailer Park Boys Season 4. What happened? One of my nickname in all stages of my life, as soon as I was coming out, my nickname coming out, the womb, not coming out sexually. Thank you for assuming my sexuality, you fucking misogynistic pig. So what happened is I filmed a intro for season 4, I'm so sorry. And the intro for season 4, I had a little problem. It was very short. So because it was very short, I didn't upload those videos because I like do the behind the scene, right? What happened is I like to film a lot. So it's a long story, but if I can make it simpler, I like to film a lot. I filmed a shit ton. My phone was full, so I'm like, okay, well, upload some videos. And because you're uploading some videos, you will have the space and you can go to sleep. So I can go to sleep for 2 or 3 hours. Videos are uploading, the phone gets empty, and I can make content. Simple enough, right? So there you go. So I deleted the season 4. Now, why am I sorry? Distinctly speaking, it's all up here, right? It's all up here. The content is up here. I will see. That's the problem with making unplanned content or unplanned pregnancy, which is a great thing. Don't talk about it as a problem. The great thing that you can do is coming in and being yourself and talk about subject, right? You will never get this first version. You will get the rehearsed version, right? So possibly the first one was better, or possibly this one is better. We'll never know. But you know what I know? We should start now. The season 4, to me, Trailer Park Boy, watching it so close here, it's kind of crazy. And I did this with Shameless, but we didn't start covering Shameless. So to me, this is insanity. To me, this is completely nuts because I never talked about a show ended from season 1 to season 7, which is technically speaking 87 episodes, which is not bad. So now what we're doing is we're seeing the very close. Usually what I do is I'll do season 1 with an episode, then I'll wait a couple of days to do another episode. We're seeing the series as a whole. I didn't realize how much the boys, the park changed every single season. But I gotta say, season 4, out of the blue, is possibly one of the best changes ever. So let's rewind ourselves what happened, and a shit leopard cannot change the spots. This is season 3 finale. So I still remember, even though it was 3 days ago. It was 3 days ago, but it was 2 seasons ago because we already finished watching season 5. So Julian went to jail. So what the cool thing is, and that's something I never even noticed. See, Trailer Park Boys, and again, I say this with love because I love the show. I hope you guys get the impression that I like the show because that's the truth. That's the truth. Little action from PPP. Or Kino Casino if you prefer. I don't know. You really, you have this season, and from this season, there's no need for the time-wise. For example, you'll have a very clear understanding of what's going on, right? Now, in between the season, since Trailer Park Boys have so little, this is the first time I talk about it. I didn't talk about this the first time. I don't remember what I was talking about, but still. So the behind this, we don't have a timeline. You are not being precise on just how much is going on behind the scene between season. And some season you can have a lot, some season you can have a little bit. And it's such a specific thing that it kind of makes it's kind of part of the show. Not really, but technically yes. How are we talking about technically it is part of the show? Well, that is super simple. I forgot to do a video. Fuck. So technically, how it works is, for example, right, the guys go to jail, and then the park gets to rebuild itself. See, I used to think, and this is truly my opinion, don't take it for fact, I used to think that the boys, in between season, was the jail. So, they have this business, they go through the whole series, to the whole season, they go to jail, they lose everything. The next season, they have a new plan, they go through everything, they go to jail. The third season, they lost everything, they have to restart. But it's not that, it's how the park changes. So in the first season, we have a calm park. We have the park the way it's supposed to be, right? There's some problem with Cyrus, but apart from that, the park stays the same. Season 2, the breakup between Randy and Leahy is affecting a lot of the park, right? Season 3, the boys, they come back with a lot of money, and it kind of changes the park. Season 4, for the first time, we have Julian going to jail. I mentioned this before, and I'll say it again, but this is possibly one of the most influential things. So the Trailer Park Boys could have just been the Ricky and Julian show, right? But you did boys, so you can do Ricky, Bubbles, and Julian. I said it before, I said it again. Ricky is at one left, Julian is at one right. Now, so if you decide if you prefer the left side or the right side, I don't give a fuck. But there's trickstery, extra. Julian is a planner, but it's not a doer. Ricky is a doer, but not a planner. You can see that in the big dirty, when there's a plan that doesn't work, and Ricky is one that saves the day. So we always have this balance, right? And Bubbles is a side character. Bubbles is a pretty normal guy, but he is highly dependent on Ricky and Julian. So the way the acting affects him. Bubble could live his life fixing cars and just having some fun. But he goes with Julian and Ricky. Now for the first time, it's not specified if it's the first time ever, but in the story of the show, it is the first time ever. So Bubble stays with Ricky. Ricky once again, Trailer Park Boys supervisor, since Jim Leahy goes to the and again, you don't really have to explain it. The show doesn't talk about it. The show doesn't explain it, but it's so good. Jim Leahy goes to prison. There's an assistant Trailer Park and a Trailer Park supervisor job that opens. The only one experience was Ricky. You don't need to explain this. You know why? Season 3, episode number 2 is that fucking Ricky. I've been a assistant supervisor for an afternoon. That was enough to get a job. I love this. This is my favorite show anyway. You didn't know? Cool. You know what I'll do? Okay, I'll do an announcement. An announcement after that. Pray for me, because this is where we go. Fuck, what am I take too much break. I do too much side tangent. I'm in a really good mood today. Can you tell? Good. For the people that know, wow, Ink, you're in depression, Ink, you're not feeling good. Seeing me like that is either super weird or super refreshing. So, you don't have to tell me that Ricky has been supervising because I saw it. And then he's been there. Bubbles being the assistant manager meant that him and Ricky spent a lot of time. And Bubbles, it's so complex. See, Ricky will always be Ricky, Julian will always be Julian, but Bubble does change. And it changes a lot in season 4. I would say this is the biggest change in character that we have the whole show. Because he's spending so much time with Ricky, and Ricky is part of Chaos, and Ricky is such a great this is such a great position to say this is true influence, you know. In the first season, yes, Bubble and Ricky were friends, but they were not close, right? Now technically, again, the first season, Bubble was not supposed to be part of the show. That's kind of important too. Season 4, episode 1, Never Cry Shitwolf. So we got the boys come back from jail, Ricky and Bubbles becoming assistant Trailer Park supervisor was complete chaos. However, it's good chaos. So for example, they installed satellites for people. They have a 2 separate part of the park. Now, the 2 separate part of the park is amazing. If you want to be part of the crew, if you want to be part of our activities, if you want to live in our way, go up to our side of the park, there's no problem. If you don't want, stay near the side of the park, we won't bother you. right? So doing that is actually quite sensible. However, it's nothing surprising because again, if you remember season 3, episode 1, which is give freedom a chance, you remember that Ricky, the second he got money, was making the park richer. Richard Richer. That's his real name. Ricky is Rick or Richard. It's funny because it's so fucking funny because Ricky is the only one that had a family name. Bubbles probably had a name before Bubble, but we forgot what it is, right? So this is explained in the animated series. Bubbles just came out, and he was being homeschooled, and then he started going to school, and he was being bullied, and then Ricky and Julian kind of got him. They kind of helped him out, and he had his cool ass machine, Bubble machine. So when they asked him what was his name, he didn't answer and say, "Oh, why don't we call you Bubbles?" And the name sticked out, which would not make any fucking sense if it wasn't for J-Rock. Again, season 3 was like an assassin. J-Rock believes he's black. He believes it so much that other people from the park say, "Yeah, he's black, no problem. We accept him the way he is." You talk about non-binary. You talk about gender fluid. You're talking about all of these concepts of pronouns, and I'm AFAB, and I'm like I'm cis, I'm straight, I'm bisexual, I'm asexual, demisexual, all that, right? What about biracial? That's what Jamie is. J-Rock. If you call him Jamie, I'll knock you out, son. You know what I'm saying? So in season 4, you have Julian come back, right? And it's kind of cool. Oh my god, do I go crazy? What Vendetta do you want, mate? You want a psychotic Ink Vendetta? You want a normal Ink Vendetta? I'm gonna pretend like you said the psychotic Ink Vendetta. There's a principle in movie I first started seeing in Fight Club, which is an unreliable narrator. So somebody that tells the story, but you don't really know if it's true or not. Ricky and Bubbles tell the story, but you don't know what they're saying because technically speaking, the show is Julian. The show has always been Julian. It's been Julian since season 1 to 1. So you're getting okay. Well, they've been growing dope. Don't know why. Now later in the season, it is explained. It is explained when they have the wheat field, when they have the whole thing. It is explained, but not so much, right? So we have Ricky and Julian. Kind of being there. The first episode is all about never fractured walls. So it's about moving the weed. So the problem is Julian, and you know what? I'm gonna give credits to Ricky. Because Julian doesn't want to be associated with that, and Ricky's not gonna be like, yo, fuck your weed. So I'm like, okay, Julian, it's not gonna be in the park, but I'm gonna still grow weed. They have these compromises, and Ricky does a really good job at compromising. The whole episode is funny because we establish Bubbles as a musician. Bubbles is a musician, which is super popular. We have about 3 or 4 songs, which is kitties are so nice, kitties are so nice. Put them down, spin them around, tickle their belly twice. Kitties are so nice. I found Daisy in a storm drain, covered in liquor and glue. I took her back and gave her some kitty shampoo. Or a song like Liquor and Whores, cigarettes and dope and mustard and bologna, liquor and whore. When I went down to the town of Georgia, and I met a girl. Now later on, Bubbles is a real musician. Bubbles, funny thing is, bro, this is, okay. So I'm a bit weird today. I'm gonna tell you why. Yesterday we took a break, we didn't make some videos. Today I didn't make some videos. I haven't talked to people today. I'm really happy to talk to you guys. Is that cute? Is that crazy? It's kind of cute. It's cute from afar, and from close, like, dude, I need to get a fucking, what should you call it? Like, you gotta get closer. A non-contact agreement, something like that. Some shit like that, right? And yeah, so, later on, Bubble created Shit Rocker. The funny thing with Bubbles is Mike Smith wasn't supposed to be part of the Trailer Park Boys. So what happened was Mike Smith was he was a musician from Nova Scotia, which is where Trailer Park Boys are filmed. And then Mike Smith and that's the craziest story. Mike Smith was chilling with the boys, or chilling with the crew. I'm gonna say the crew because it's a bit more vague and I'm less allowed to have mistakes, right? I'm less likely to make a mistake. So then what happened is he had a character called, I don't know how he called it, but it was the character that's supposed to be Bubbles. I have a leakage of rain from the top. You see me looking around the loft because I have my computer, I have my phone, I have some delicious snacks. Delicious. So Mike Smith was making this character, and Mike Cluttenberg, which was the realizator behind Trailer Park Boys. So people talk about Michael Volpe. So if you know the truth about the whole documentary, Michael Volpe and the boys talked about it for a while. But it's funny because this is some of the only content that you'll see them as Rob Wells, Mike Smith, and Jean-Paul Tremblay. So Mike Cluttenberg was he was the heart of the such a hard thing to say. Barry Dunn. So if you look at the director, there's 3. There's Mike Cluttenberg, there is Michael Volpe, and there is Barry Dunn. Barry Dunn, you might know him under Ray LaFleur, which is his character name, which is that of Ricky. Barry Dunn Barry Dunn liked the show. Barry Dunn liked the show. He liked being part of the show. He liked the universe of the show. He really liked it, and he was a good director. But he didn't have the vision. It was just like, okay, well, let's fucking go. Now Barry Dunn is selling cars, right? Michael Volpe was the financial aspect, was the business aspect. So he was behind everything. He was behind the movies. He was behind everything. But he didn't. He didn't like the show as much as Barry Dunn did. He didn't like Barry Dunn as much as, okay, so technically speaking, there's two shows before. It's so fucking complex. Wow. There's two shows behind Trailer Park Boys. There's One Last Shot, which is Jim Leahy, when he fell in love with the alcohol. And I'll have to watch that. Yeah, I'll have to watch that. And there's One Last Shot, which is a very young Ricky and Julian. There's not even Bubble there. There's Pat Roach. There's Pat Roach. And it's very similar to Ricky and Julian. Michael Volpe wasn't there. Mike Clanenberg was behind it. So Mike Clanenberg says, "This is the Trailer Park Boys." And the Trailer Park Boys, the first season has very low budget. And then when the show became famous, Michael Volpe came in and said, "Yo, I can take it next level financially." Mike Clanenberg was behind it. Mike Clanenberg was he was a crazy director. He was a creator that you see on the scene. So wearing Bubbles glasses and playing as Bubbles and saying, and coming up with a lot of Rickyism. So that's the funniest thing. The craziest thing actually, is Mike Smith, Jean-Paul Tremblay, Rob Well, which is Ricky, Julian, and Bubble, respectively. They did an IQ test. And Rob Walls was the smartest of the three. Rob Walls is Ricky. A lot of Rickyism came from Mike Clanenberg, right? Come back to our sheeps. So the nicest thing about this episode is I made a mistake the first time I said it, but I'm going to do the same mistake just for a matter of being transparent, of being an equilibrium of the forces of ADHD, right? Sith Lord Inky or Jedi Master Vendetta. I think it's the other way around, but I don't give a fuck. Huh? I love life. Oh my god, I love life. So what ended up happening is in season 4 episode 3, DVD, which is again from Microphone Assassin. So this is the strength of Trailer Park Boys. I got to mention how much more we're seeing Barbara being the Trailer Park supervisor. But again, we did see her. That's not true. We did see her a lot in season 2, but it wasn't as Barbara. We saw her, and I'm sorry if I'm being misogynistic. That's not the plan. But we see her as this somewhat of a park habitant who is the mother of Trina, which had a huge part in season 2, but also as the person that might marry Sam Lofthall. You know, we don't see her as, okay, well, she's the fucking trip park supervisor and you better be nice to her. Season 4 is like, okay, well, the park is mine and I have to do shit, right? I don't even remember where I stopped yesterday. Fuck. Well, I'm doing a little announcement in between. I'm officially saying that we will do, oh my god, yes. We'll do, till season 7, and after, okay, we'll do another video. We'll do a video. My apologies. I'm afraid of forgetting it. I tend to forget stuff. So J-Rock was supposed to be arrested. I thought it was in season 4 episode 1. It's in season 4 episode 3. So J-Rock had a new manager, which is DVD that we saw in Microphone Assassin, and then his manager says you should be arrested. And like, yo, Pimp and Hose, which is Rub Tiggy Zug. Should have thought about it. Is that? Yeah. I don't know exactly. A man gotta eat. Yeah, so we'll do a man gotta eat and Rub Tiggy Zug. Yeah. Okay, cool. So Bubble, I'm so sorry. Bubble was one of the tech guy from music, and Mike Clanenberg was like, yo, you're really talented. Become a character. And then he became Bubbles. Cool enough, cool. Then in later season, he has Bubbles in the shit rock. But that's another story. So they want to get arrested, right? J-Rock want to get arrested, but he doesn't get arrested because that's season 4 episode 3. So yeah, so the whole thing is about drugs. Leahy and Randy come back, and that's a problem. Because all around, so there's always this power leverage. Ricky, the only reason he was able to say fuck you to Leahy was because he didn't give a fuck. You see, Julian will tell Leahy fuck you, but there's sort of this mutual respect in between the two of them. They don't like each other, but they tolerate each other. Bubble is weird. Bubble is really, really weird. Okay, so this is a huge spoiler. Leahy and Bubbles have this almost proxy piece. So Leahy knows that Bubble is only the way he is because with Julian and Ricky. So the problem with Bubbles is Ricky and Julian go to jail often. And I get a feeling that when Julian and Ricky aren't there, Bubble is a model citizen. He doesn't cause problem. He doesn't do anything bad. And Leahy's like, what's the problem with Bubbles, right? So that's actually kind of cool. Now, I don't think there's so often, and I do mean so often, I couldn't even count the number because there's so many of them where Leahy will protect Bubbles. So for example, in season 5 that we just watched, an episode called "Don't Try the Shit Line," Bubbles want to sell some food to Leahy because he has money issues. They want to sell some food to Leahy, and he's like, "Hey Leahy, please buy this stuff. I'll sell you a good tub for $12. There's a lot here. It's really worth the value." And Leahy knows that he stole it, but Bubble comes in and he's like, "Yo, I need the cash. I'm sorry." Versus Ricky and Julian, who just commit crime because there's an opportunity for money. Bubble does it out of need, not out of want. You know, so that is quite important. And the whole the whole story. So Bubbles, the reason why it's very respective of Leahy, very very respective of Leahy. But and this is the craziness of things that I don't understand. Bubbles, right? I didn't even plan it. I swear to God. I swear to God. I thought everything. My mother's head, my father's head, on my penis head, which is the most important, by the way. That I didn't plan this. Bubbles, Ricky and Julian, unreliable narrator. Ricky is fucked, and Julian is actually often drunk. Bubble, however, is a reliable narrator. So in season 7, we have Halloween 1986, which is they did some crimes as a young kid, so that Leahy lost his job, and Bubble know that this is their fault that Leahy is a drunk. So I think you feel bad about it. So there's always been disrespect out of the character of Bubble and Leahy. So then they get arrested, and they only want to arrest Julian and Ricky, but they get off scot-free. And then they end up in jail, which is really important. So Julian being in jail with Bubble isn't important at all. But it's important for a single factor. See, Bubble is a really good friend. He's a really good friend to Ricky. He's a really good friend to Julian. He understands that telling Julian everything that's going on is betraying Ricky. So the fact that Ricky is not around helps Bubbles, saying that maybe that's the right thing to do. And this is where I have a problem with Bubbles. And I love Bubbles, my favorite characters, but I do have a problem with Bubbles. So the first season Bubble is this fucking genius who talks about Plato and the noble lies, right? So he would know that Ricky is an over his head and has a problem. But instead of snitching, what he does is he protects Ricky. So then he tells Julian. Season 4, episode 1. Season 4, episode 2. Man's Gotta Eat. Really cool thing about Man's Gotta Eat is that's something that they say often. It started out as Smokey, and season 3 episode season 2 episode 6, Never Trust a Man with No Shirt On. And then season 3 episode 2 with Ricky no shirt on, and Julian saying Never Trust a Man with No Shirt On. Man's Gotta Eat is something very important in the show. So you got the whole thing, which is really good. So basically, Julian refused to be part of Ricky. But then Ricky, the first thing that happened is he steals satellite. So he has the satellite, and the very opening is like, yo, you're stealing from the cable company, right? And the cool thing with that is Ricky's like, who gives a shit, right? And then the whole park is benefiting from cheap cable. Now, legally speaking, is it bad? No. Does Ricky see? That's one of the things that Ricky saw as a crime, but as a noble crime, right? As a noble crime. Kind of saying to the park, hey, you want to just chill? Let's just chill. Season 4, episode 2, Man Gotta Eat pushes Julian to the brink of I wouldn't say madness, but still. And he's like, fuck you, I'm out of the park. So then we learn about the switch. See, the problem with Leahy and Randy, and I didn't finish it, I do apologize, is that they always been this power leverage with Ricky and Julian. See, Ricky and Julian, that's what I was trying to talk about with Bubbles and the fact that he's a reliable narrator. See, Leahy came back, always had the upper end, right? If he wasn't supervisor, Ricky would have eat him up. But there's like this power struggle that's kind of cool. So then Leahy is living in a car, the same station as Ricky, and Leahy allowed Ricky to live in a car, but Ricky's like, fuck you, Leahy, and he's really addicted to Leahy. Season 4, the way it ends is Leahy being pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. See, in my opinion, and I'm being truthful, season 4 is when the show really changed because it becomes more of a drama show. Season 1, no drama. Season 2, just fun. Season 3, funny, no drama. Now there is some drama. The way it ends is crazy. But again, that's the problem with shows. You need to up the stake, so people will still watch. I don't want the same problem as season 1. I want the problem that season 4 have. Oh my god, the fact with the Jaybird hamburgers in season 4 to season 2. So it's a shame. And you know what? I'll be telling you the first version and the second version. You see this chair is broken. Give me a sec. I'm not supposed to leave it outside. But I have those two beautiful chairs. I have those two beautiful chairs inside, made of wood that I've had for 2 years now, and I don't need this chair. So before I didn't care about this chair because I wouldn't go out, right? There you go. Because I didn't go out, I didn't care about this chair. But now that we're using, my pants are way too big, but they're warm, so that's why I wear them. What if I did this? Would it be comfy or not? Yeah, not too bad. I'm a bit too high. See, that's the problem. You're filming. Oh, guess what? Nice. This is possibly the best thing to do. No way. Holy. Yeah. That's perfect. Okay, that is really perfect. That is really good. I didn't think about that. So basically what happened with this chair, and I know it's not Prep Boys, I'm sorry. ADHD. So, I had this chair for the balcony, but I didn't use the balcony. The first time I used the balcony was starting last year, making some content on the balcony. And then I had this chair, and the chair was already fucked up. I was like, how much can I stay, right? Then we had the winter, and I had some good chair, and I was like, the good chair I want to stay them in, and when it's rainy, the chairs are in wood, they'll fuck up. So I have to stay to lay them inside, to leave them inside. Okay, so season 4, episode 2. The boy Ricky takes everything from Leahy. Fuck, I don't want it. Good. a shame. Do I really care? Not really. So yeah, I cannot put my ends here. Why did I do that? I'll find a way to still use this, right? Okay. So, I should restart this video, right? Fuck. Yeah. God damn it, ink. Okay, fuck it. I only have a couple more minutes to do. So, A Man's Gonna Eat is really sad. Ricky took everything from Leahy. Now, in my first version of this video, Randy leaves and he tells Leahy, A Man's Gonna Eat. You can't take care of me, so I'm gonna go take care of myself. So it's really funny because if you know the lore, which is explained in the Christmas special, Randy used to be a male prostitute, and Leahy was the one to arrest him, but Leahy was actually the one to employ him. This is weirdly more comfortable. It's actually pretty good. I'll show you. There you go. So, Leahy taking care of Randy, it was always his power struggle. So, they're pretty kinky. I would say dominant, submissive. Randy being submissive, of course. I know I need to feel the need to say, of course, but still. So, Leahy not being the purveyor, not being able to take care of. Oh, I got a text. I got a text from my mom. Hi, mom. So, Leahy not being able to take care of, Randy leaves. And in my first version of this video, which was again deleted, I felt bad for Leahy because I'm like, Randy, if Leahy can take care of you, maybe able to take care of yourself. Or if Leahy didn't take care of you, there's no love for you. You're there for the money, right? The little money of a trailer park supervisor. However, watching season 5, I believe that Randy left to push Leahy. So see, it's complex because Leahy did leave Randy a lot. No, Randy left Leahy a lot. So he left him during Countdown to Liquor Day. He left him during yeah, I have to redo that too. Shit. He left him during Don't Legalize It. He left him during season 5. And I believe he left him during season 9. You know, season 9, Leahy is straight, by the way. So, long story short, Men Gonna Eat, they're both there. They do have a cameo from, okay, so Julian leave. And it's kind of cool because you get the lingo of the Trailer Park Boys. The lingo of the Trailer Park Boys is swish, which is an alcohol disgusting that you home make. That'll get you something drunk, like the bubbles say. We have Erica come back when they're stripping, because she has a cups. And the greatest thing about Erica was season 3. I said it because most show would do a season per year. Erica, there was a lot of people that says, oh, she wasn't in love with Julian, she would have not given a shit. But Erica was a good character. Erica was a character that believes in justice, right? As we saw. So long story short, what happened is Erica, she stopped Julian, and she does something good because she sees Randy hooking up, and she sees Julian being something fucking drunk, and she's like, I could arrest you, but you guys have enough problem on your own, right? So I really like that. Yeah. Okay, I remember I used to I have videos and I forgot what they were. So, with Men Gonna Eat, that's pretty much all there is to the episode. There's something really cool, which is Ricky and Bubbles and Ricky fighting, and that's really cool because out of the Ricky and Julian wouldn't be friends. I truly believe they wouldn't be friends. They're too much on the they're fighting too much. Bubbles always wants to say, hey, no fighting, and they both love Bubbles. So then what ended up happening is Bubbles goes to fight Ricky, not to fight physically, but with words. Like, don't you give a fight that Julian is gone, and then Ricky tells Bubbles, you fucked up. And then Bubbles like, what? You fucked up. And it's the funniest thing because there's this famous scene, which is one of my favorite scenes ever, where Bubble is mad because Ricky owed him money, but again, Ricky doesn't have money because it's Ricky. So then what ended up happening is he's going and it's like, yo, give me my money, Ricky. Like, I don't have your money. So then Bubbles like, give me a little bit of chips. And takes a big handful of chips, and Ricky tells him, that's so funny. That is so funny. And even the way they're doing it, their intro of it is amazing. Because Ricky says, I saw Bubble playing basketball, and the only reason that Bubble played basketball is when he's in a bad mood, right? To release some stress, which is really good. I would feed the geese. If you know what I'm talking about, you're awesome. Yeah, so then Bubble says to the camera, to Ricky, I don't even like chicken chips. At this point, I don't give a fuck. That was gangster. Give me more of that, Bubbles. Episode end with them coming back to the park and sobering up, and then Julian coming back to his fucking trailer, and there's jack shit, there's nothing. So it was a place that Ricky used to grow dope, right? Season 4 episode 3, we're going to be doing the beginning because we did a lot of it already. So we got Rib Rob Tiki Sug, first appearance of Philadelphia Collins. First appearance, but not first appearance. Philadelphia Collins was actually in season 1 episode 1 as an extra. Yeah, and they had it back. Philadelphia Collins, aka the Mustard Tiger, aka a mackerel extraordinaire connoisseur. He said also, rest in peace Philadelphia Collins. Rest in peace Marguerite. Rest in peace John Dogsworth. Yeah, rest in peace. Legend. Julian has no furniture, so you have to sleep on the floor. The funny thing is, and that's what I fucking love. There's, and I like Julian, but Julian's pretty boring. There's a very specific relationship between Ricky and Bubbles, where you see that Ricky is kind of the one that's influenced Bubbles in that you could say in a bad way, but it's not really in a bad way. You could say that, but what happened is they saw a documentary on the Sasquatch, And then Bubbles also see it. Then Julian was a big boy, muscly boy, sexian. 30 sexy day, Julian. To me, this is a part of the first movie. To me, this is as big as the Joker saying, "Here we go, 30 sexy day, Julian." Yeah, that's super cool. Dude, I'm excited. I'm super excited. I love making content. I'll miss it when I work. I'll miss you guys. I don't want to know. I don't want to stop, but I have to because I have to pay the bills. Right? Such is life. A man's gotta eat. Should have said that 5 minutes ago. That would be cool. So, they don't have furniture, and they think that Julian's Sasquatch because he's so big, so they go in and they fuck him up. And the whole episode, they're all sore because they beat each other up with. They beat each other up. Also, the relationship between Bubbles and Ricky is so cute. So, for example, Bubbles, Ricky comes in with cereal, and he tells Bubbles, "You gotta try these, man. They're so fucking good." And then Bubbles like, "Really?" And then Julian, that Julian doesn't give a shit about that, right? That's something sweet. So the goal is to sell. So they go to steal furniture, but then they steal so much furniture that's like, "Yo, we could open up hotel." Because what's happened is Barbara tells Ricky, "Hey, Ricky, can you do your job of supervisor?" And Ricky and Barbara, they have a relationship. Like, sure. And then Bubbles, who is influenced by Ricky, says that would be a great idea. Get Leahy and Barbara off her back, make a couple of bucks, which is not something that Bubble would say, but now he said it, and I love this Bubble. This Bubble to me, fuck, that's good. Cringe, don't care. So they go and steal some furniture. They have a furniture. So then Julian's like, "Yo, we're gonna have a hotel, but we're renting by the hour," which is why they say the canonical DGC. And that's pretty much it. This episode. So I'll see you soon with season 5. Don't blink. It's your boy. Welcome to our show. I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 23 May 25. I forgot the main part of this video, but we'll do it after because I got 2 videos to do with announcements. I want to make a small announcement. So this is actually the genesis of Ink Vendetta. When it came to the show, we have a broken back, but this is actually pretty cool because it allowed me to just chill. When you look at the Ink Vendetta channel, and if you look at myself, 2 of the shows that growing up made a lot of difference to me were Trailer Park Boys and Versus Penny. So when I started making content with my face in, because again, at the beginning we were a gaming streamer, I started to do food review, which we still do, but I started doing recap. But there are 2 first that I did, Trailer Park Boys and Versus Penny. So now we're redoing Trailer Park Boys because we matured and we're a different content creator. And I wanted to redo Kenny vs. Penny. I want to redo it. Why? I'm having so much fun with Trailer Park Boys. I'm having so much fun with Trailer Park Boys. It's a sad day when I finish the. It's a very sad day when I finish the review of both of those shows. Because in my mind, I want to do shows, and I want to do shows, and I want to do content. So watching a show that I already recap and reviewed, there was no point. There was no point at all. Why bother, right? So we're redoing it. And if you're happy, you're happy. You're not happy, fuck off. I don't care. That's pretty much it. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink. It's your boy. Oh, I forgot to do the thumbnail. There's a little thumbnail over here. That's the one. Okay, doing well in this 23 May 2025. Today we are tasting. Well, I spoiled it. We're tasting another energy drinks. By the way, I wanted to say thanks to one of the followers, one of the viewers. They watched my yesterday review of Rain, and they actually gave me some more information out of it. I'm going to tell you guys the name of the channel because I do believe that this adds a little bit to the story. Give me a sec. I thought about it before, but I was supposed to review some Ben & Jerry now. But I was like, nah, fuck it. So give me a quick second. Somebody came in and I did a review of sour gummy worm of Rain yesterday. And I was talking about how Rain was kind of cool. Shit rock, and I didn't know much. Guys, we're at 652 followers. Holy shit. I want to shout out, I hope I did the name right. Morgan Boga. 6 I recall. I'm going to be downloading that shit like there's no tomorrow. Shout out to Samuel the Machinist, the Machinist. I'm French. Glad that you enjoyed it, buddy. Lots of these in the UK where I'm from. Another one we have here is Relentless. Can be quite nice too. So Rain would make more. I'm not saying that it's not making sense, but Rain to me was very weird because they came out of nowhere and they had giants like Monster and Red Bull. And I was like, how are they making money? But if he's right, and I think he is, if this is a product from the UK, then this would be an imported product, and this is why. So with Monster and Red Bull, it's more so American. Americans are our neighbors. So this is kind of cool that we get information. Today we're reviewing Reserve Peach and Cream. Now this is actually quite special. We have this beautiful video, torturing Samuel till they shut down Denmark emergency spam. Fucking love this. Mr. Kid Boga, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't be excited to taste this. However, thanks to a Monster previously, we tasted something called Orange Cycle. So funny thing with Orange Cycle is, give me a sec. Funny thing with Orange Cycle is, I've had it Dream Cycle, I've had it as candy, and I did not like this candy. I did not like it at all. I did not like this candy. So when I had to try the Monster energy drink, I was like, no, but it was delicious. And then I went to taste Rockstar, which is another brand of energy drinks, and they had this orange Dream Cycle. It was good, but I never had Peach Cycle. Peach is possibly one of my favorites fruits. Peach and cream is something that we see a lot. Peach cobbler with cream, we see this a lot. Let's read the description. No juice, tea, coffee, or any tweak. This is a reserve. I don't know what Monster Reserve stands for. Monster Reserve straight up original Monster and new amazing flavor. It's a new ideal combo of the right ingredient in the right proportion to deliver the bad buzz that only Monster can. Monster Reserve Pack are powerful punch but has a smooth, easy drinking peach and cream flavor. Athlete, musician, anarchist, co-ed, road warrior, metalhead. So this is something that we already read. So fuck it, let's start this taste test. I'm excited. We have 3 of these bad boys. Why? Because there was no flavor that really jumped in my face. Like, okay, well this is new, so let's start it. And it's in French. Let's go, yeah. First of all, the smell. Very peachy, and with Monster, there's this kind of little bit of problem. There is a delicious Ultra Peach Keen. So I'm really liking this flavor. So this has to taste a little bit like Peach Keen. There's also this other problem. They have this Peach Tea and the rehab portion of Monster. So there's a lot of Peach Monster out there, which means that there's multiple of the same flavor, and it means they're competing with themselves. I go figure it out. Oh. Wow. Sheesh. I'm a calm guy. I don't know where it is. It is phenomenal. I'm getting a really good peach flavor. Peach is a very specific fruit. If you look at white peach, you get a more sour. Peach is very sweet, but it has this very peculiar flavor. Does it taste like cream? I don't know what cream tastes like, to be honest. I know it's crazy. But I don't know what peach tastes like. The cream tastes like. It's so good. Reminds me when I was a kid. It was this candy, half milk, half peach and strawberry. Reminds me of that a lot. It really is candy. It's delicious. A strong taste of peach. I don't know what the cream is supposed to taste like. However, the cream is possibly what. Okay, so I know what exactly the blend is supposed to taste like. I know how much sugar they put in. So the peach and cream is exactly what's stopping the peach from tasting the peach, and what adding to the flavor to taste like a better peach. So this tastes phenomenal. This tastes really good. Yeah. One of the best food I've ever had. I'm trying with this this beet Ultra Key peach. I'm sorry. It's just so good. The cream aspect of it is delicious. It's sweet. It's flavorful. Holy shit, it's good. Wow. Wow. And for some reason, to me, this doesn't taste like really like a Monster. It tastes like energized juice, which is possibly the reserved. It's so good. It is so good. The gas fight is already making effect. I already feel like burping. I'm telling you, it's something to burp. They're really good. Would I recommend this? I think, and I'll be completely honest, I think it's been a while. Definitely like that, right? We tasted Ghost. Ghost is pretty good too. But out of Monster, I can't remember the last time we had something that good. I think the last time, I want to say that I think the last time we had something that good was possibly, Strawberry Dream, and that was possibly July. Yeah, because we were watching Legend of Zelda, and Legend of Zelda was during the my apologies. The chapter 4 of Fortnite. My apologies. Or it was during the beginning of our shield playthrough of the tower, and it's for playthrough the tower. Yeah, that's possible. We haven't had a good one. Other players are good, but Monster out of this one, they really put them out. They really improved themselves. We did a good job. And the problem with this one is it's not new. Otherwise, they would say new. They would promote it as new. It's an opportunity. Wow. Surrender, every sound, every sound. Surrender, every touch, every frown. Surrender yourself to me, yeah. Even though I know what I'm looking for. Why are you recording? Did I tell you to record? No. So why are you recording? Bullshit. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to our show. I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 23 May 2025. Today we are making the biggest announcement in a while. The first announcement when it comes to recapping Sing. We're going to do a special day. This is humongous. We're going to be doing a special day of Trailer Park Boys, my favorite show. The inspiration came from what? From a product that we bought, which is Halifax Inspired Donair. Bought these motherfuckers because of Trailer Park Boys. They look delicious, they look tasty. I never had these before. They're just out-of-worldly, so these I'm going to be really excited to taste them. But there's more than that. So I discovered Trailer Park Boys about 20 years ago. 20 years ago, it's perfect actually. 20 years. We're not gonna fight for 1 year. And I discovered them, on a channel called Showcase. Some of you guys remember the Showcase day. They since moved on to Netflix. Why is that important? Showcase finished the show at season 7 and was doing some reruns for years. The problem with Trailer Park Boys is it's 6 episodes first season, 6 episodes the second season, 6 episodes the third season, 4th is 8th, 5th is 10, after that I don't know. Because we're reviewing right now. So they did a whole weekend of Trailer Park Boys. We're gonna be doing a special day. I don't know when. I think on Sunday. Well, Sunday's a good day to make a special day. We'll do a special day. What we're gonna do? We're gonna be watching every single special. So the Christmas special, oh my god, how much I want to push this? Holy shit! I'm gonna push this. I want to push this as much as possible. So we'll watch the 3 movies, right? The 3 movies. We'll watch holy shit, the 4 special, which is Christmas special and Night of the Bad Guys, and then we'll watch the live. The live I watched them a couple of times. I know them by heart for school. And then what we'll do is we'll do a Trailer Park Boys special, and we'll have a TikTok live, and that's gonna be our moments. TikTok live, depending on you guys. A lot of you guys will do an hour. A lot of you guys will do an hour and a half. If there's nobody, we'll do 20 minutes. And that will be the special Trailer Park Boy day. So here's why. This is that part. So the first series that I ever recap was Trailer Park Boys, and I love it. And remember, we're doing it because it's my favorite show. The sad thing with Trailer Park Boys is I'll redo it this time. I'll review this season 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't think I'm going to review I could. Okay, I'll do it. The animated series. But apart from that, because the problem with Trailer Park Boys is there's so much content. Like, this is the Just Like show. If you look at their podcast, they've been doing podcasts for, They've been doing podcasts for how long? They've been doing podcasts since 2016. Kinda, yeah. 2016, we're now in 2025. It's in August. Ugh. My hands are frozen because it's so cold outside. But I'm Canadian, so I don't complain. I think I found my song. Trailer Park Boy Podcast. Trailer Park Boys Podcast. Okay, podcast. Okay. Wow. We'll see. That's playing 1. So there is 21 page of 10. We started out at the August 5th, 2015. So in August, it's going to be 10 years in the making. And they release an episode every single week. So this is huge. This is humongous. This is crazy. So we're talking about 520 episodes of half an hour. 520 episodes of half an hour is 20 to 60 hours. Holy shit. And that's what I have to do for the recap. Which is insane. So I'll never recap the Trailer Park Boys again. I'll recap the podcast gladly. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Everything welcome to having a wonderful day on this 23 May 25. I was supposed to sing more, but I couldn't figure out some lyrics. Today we are tasting a product that I do not like. If you guys know the story between me and Ben and Jerry, no, not the real Ben and Jerry, not Tom and Jerry, but Ben and Jerry, the ice cream company. Out of their first ice cream was possibly Ben and Jerry chocolate fudge brownies. Now, technically speaking, yo no quiero crema de leche de chocolate. I don't like chocolate ice cream. I do not like chocolate ice cream. I don't dislike it, but I don't like it. If you give me vanilla, I'll go with vanilla every single time. Don't ask me why, I just will. Dude. So when this came out, I was happy because I already had the half bake. Probably one of the best ice cream ever made. And the cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough, which was also great. So why are we tasting it if we know we don't like it? Because life isn't about what you like. Life isn't about always having what you like. I tasted these maybe once or twice in my whole life. We've been eating Ben & Jerry for 10 years. So it's now time to give it another chance to a product I don't like. Maybe my taste bud changed. Maybe we're a distinguished gentleman. Reality is I bought peach and cream, which is peach, something I wouldn't like before, and now I like it. So I'm thinking that maybe this I would like. I would have hoped for a vanilla ice cream, but we'll just do the do. Now we had a little problem. As you can see, it melted a little bit. Because the boy had been filming for an hour and a half. Okay. I'm mad. Pretty good chocolate ice cream. Oh, I don't know what he did there. Why is it so good? What's your secret, Ben? Tell me the truth, Jerry. We already have a piece of the delicious brownies. So we're gonna go straight up for the brownies. Why? Ice cream is easy to make. Brownies is gonna be harder. Oh yeah. I would prefer to half bake. However, I'm not mad at all. It's actually pretty good. Chocolate ice cream, although not my favorite, it's pretty tasty. The brownies, like I said, although they're properly cooked, have a nice little cake, almost cake-ish texture. Quite a lot of them. Nice texture talk. From cream to cake. Yeah. What I like here is the brownie soaked up the flavor. So it really does feel like, okay, well, you know what? We have multiple flavor here. It's quite good. It's not good in the sense of the brownies and chocolate ice cream. They two of them together. The brownie, which is supposed to be cakey and, yeah, cakey is a good word, is cakey. We ate dessert in French Canada. This is called pudding chômeur, which is an angel cake and maple syrup. This is exactly what it is. It's soaked up cake and it's delicious. I'll be even better. I'll give you another even better thing. It's good and great in two ways. The first way is that it is soaked up, so the texture is different and it feels more. The second way is, since it's colder, there's a little bit of a temperature play. So you have texture play and you have temperature play, which is quite nice. And that's pretty much it. Really, really, really good shit. Love it. And I love you, so take it easy, please. Don't blink if you're blinking. Okay, welcome to our show. Well, because I'm having a wonderful day on this. Drum roll, please. On this 23 making it 5 today. We're not even tasting something. So you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, and you're like, ah, another one of them. Taste this. The 17th time today tasting something. It's not. So about a year ago, right? We stopped working, right? Get mass development, and then my apologies. We started eating really unhealthy. Because I was like, dude, it doesn't matter if the next day I feel like shit because I ate so unhealthy. I don't work. One of the first things that we did was Products from the World. Products from the World is from one of my favorite company, which is President Choice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the Flavor from the World was a really cool thing where they took different product, different countries, and they said, you know what, this is what kind of chip they use. Right now there's this masala craze going on in Canada, and there's a lot of product like masala. Then I was like, oh, I'm starting a job on Monday. I really want to have a little partay. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. What can I do to partay? And I was like, you know what? Let's have some junk food. And then I found the world of flavor. And a part of me was like, fuck, I don't want to taste every single flavor out of the bag. I don't want to taste every single thing. And I bought my favorite, which is buffalo and blue cheese. So without further ado, let's say buffalo blue cheese. Why? There's 6 flavors. There's taco, which is good. There's turkey stuffing, which is good. There's chicken adobo. Chicken adobo is the best one. Better than buffalo wings. However, chicken adobo is very rare to find. So the buffalo wings, buffalo blue cheese, out of the one I could find is really nice. And we talk about one of my favorite things in the world, which is chicken wings. You add some cheese, which I love. Look at this bad boy. They look amazing. And look at some of the statements. You see, we're starting a new job on Monday. Possibly, hopefully, I pray to God. And if this new job works, I'm gonna take a step back from making content. So long story short, we used to be making content 6 hours a day. Then it became my passion, my dream. Then we make 24 hours content, not 24 hours, but still close. I would sleep and I would record content. Yeah, I know, craziness. So one of my biggest problem as I was working is I couldn't enjoy something. So I used to listen to music low-key, high-key in secret. I couldn't enjoy it because every time I listened to something, I had to review it, recap it. Everything became content. There's a part of me that still feel bad, but less about it. I want to be able to say I tasted the 1 out of the 6 flavor of World of Flavor from President Choice and say, you know what? I'm happy, I'm satisfied. This is a detox of making content in a compulsive manner. Okay. Those perfectly seasoned crunchy Liverpool chips are crave-worthy, take on a pub classic. Buffalo style, hot wings with a side of tangy blue cheese dip. This blue cheese dip, I as a French Canadian, solemnly swear to not be ashamed of my passion for blue cheese, to not be embarrassed when somebody call me weird because I like this, and to tell people to go fuck themselves if they're not happy. How about that? How you like them apples? I love them. Without further ado, let's go. First thing first, a little bit of a smell taste. Smells horrible. It smells tangy, it smells spicy. I'm getting a lot more of the chicken than the blue cheese. I don't know why. They're delicious. My last review was perfect. Really tasty. Really tasty. Super cheesy. It's a shame because although the chicken wings are spicy, I'm getting more sort of a vinegar flavor from them. I'm getting more sort of that. Which isn't a big deal per se. Where it is a big deal is Oh, they're so good. I was thinking spicy. I was talking about vinegar. Now, the problem with that is spiciness. True spice connoisseur. The best way to take away the spices from your mouth, is milk and bread. Cheese is also good. I wanted to combat between the cheese and the not sanctity, but the calming aspect of the cheese, the hydrating feeling of the cheese. With spice, cheese and vinegar don't work. So when I'm tasting more vinegar, it's not something I don't like. I dislike. It's just a weird mix. My fear is if the chips wasn't so good, it wouldn't be good. Does that make sense? No. If the chip wasn't so good, I would worry more about that. Not because the chip is so good, I don't mind. See, now that I stop eating it, there's a bit of spiciness to it, and that's nice. These are complex, but in a good way. A good way. Besides, you're talking about reproducing a fucking chicken wings dipped in blue cheese. That's hard. That is hard to begin with. So we'll see how we go. But for now, kind of like a winner, but not sure winner. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink. It's your boy Yink. Welcome to our show. Visiting Walk with having a wonderful day on this 23 May 2025. Today, what a subject. I'm extremely confused. No, Dad, it's not about my sexuality. No, Mom, it's not about the type of music. It's not about my emo phase, Mom. It's not a phase, Mom. I'm confused about making content. So yesterday, I came to term, and I came very calmly and told you guys from the bottom of my heart, hello, fart. I told you from the bottom of my heart, I told you, Ma, Dad, fellow inkling, fellow Ingven that aspire to be the greatest comedian in the fucking world. Just saying. Transpire, which is... Ooh, Transpire. That's okay, of course. What am I? So, I talked about me not making content anymore. And I talked about how it was healthy, and it was something that I wanted, and it was something that, was needed. I talked about how Monday I might be starting a new job. A 40 hours a week job. Now, I know what you're saying. Dude, I'm doing 40 hours a week. It's not a big deal. Yeah. How many hours a week do we film? How many hours a day do I film? Right? 9, 10? If you're lucky. If I don't want to spam you guys, I'll do 9 or 10. So today is Friday. I was supposed to have a day off of making content. I wanted to test myself. And I didn't talk about it. I didn't talk about it at all. Because usually when I talk about it, I jinx myself. It's really hard to say. I took a day off to see how it feels by not making content. See, that's the thing. I know how I feel when I make too much content. I know how I feel when all I do is make content. But I don't know how I feel when I don't make content. That's a weird thing to say. That is an extremely weird thing to say. You don't know how you feel when you make too much content. So today I wanted to take the day off. My biggest problem is I'm addicted. I have an addictive personality. When it came to porn, I became addicted. When it came to food, I became addicted. When it came to making content, I became addicted. Right? I don't have a problem lowering the amount of content we make. I don't have a problem making less content if it's healthier. I don't mind. See, yesterday when I made this video, because I did it yesterday, the first thing I said was one of my biggest regrets in life was how I treated people at the job. People were really nice. People were phenomenal. My ex-job with the family. I'm still talking to Shao. I talked to Shao yesterday. What a fucking good. I love Shao, and I met Shao through PCT, and I love PCT. There's a problem though. I think I was obsessed with making content, and I didn't treat them well. Not in the way of I was disrespectful to them, not in the way of I was rude to them, not in the way where I didn't acknowledge them, but everybody was putting their effort to make their job, and I was like, I was somewhere else. I was making content, and I regret that because even though they understood, some of them understood what my dream was. Some of them really helped out. Some of them were really nice to me, but I get a feeling that a lot of them thought I was being. I don't want to be a dick. I don't want to be a dick, but some of those people were 56, 60 years old. They don't understand that. They don't understand social media. That's okay. That's okay. That's normal. That's okay. Some people, although they understood my dream, but it's wonderful that they had my back. I had so many people believing in me for this dream, for making content. Believing in me without understanding how much work and how hard it's going to be, right? And some of those people, it's not because you support me that I'll be vegan. For example, I'll be vegan. Okay, you know what? We'll make an effort to make it to be vegan, right? I want to take the example for veganism because to me, it is as much as religion. It is a style of life. It's a way of life. I'm not vegan. I'll never be vegan. I'll be clear. But when it comes to veganism, I understand. When I was saying that, I said I live at my father's house. I used to live at my father's house. I grew up at my father's house. I was raised by my father and my mom. My mom did the best she could in 2 days out of 2 weeks. My mom had me 4 days out of a month. She did the best she could. God bless her. My father. There's a difference between saying, Dad, I'm going to be vegan. And you can be like, you know what? I respect that. We'll make an effort, and we'll make an effort to make you a plate that's vegan, right? But then, if I come in and say, Dad, I want you to be vegan. That's something else. That's something completely different. Why? Because I'm imposing my life choices to you. I feel like I've imposed my life choices to people at work. And that's not cool. That is not cool. I didn't mean not to be cool. I didn't mean to be an asshole, but that's what happened. And that's not okay. What would I do differently if I could? Nothing. Fuck you. Yeah. I hate it. I hate it. I don't know. I'm afraid of I'm going to go to a new job and I'm going to act the same way. I'm not afraid in the sense of, oh, I can't stop it. I'm afraid of if I don't start with boundaries, I'll never put boundaries. If somebody in a relationship tells you, hey, I don't like this, you won't do it. If a person allows you to do something for 5 years and they say, hey, I don't like this, it's hard to say, okay, well, I have to stop. I have to start this job with the mentality of my making content isn't a hobby. My making content is a plan B. And I hate that, and I have to respect my fellow coworker. Yeah. Yeah. That's a hard thing. It's a really hard thing. But then, so today, I stopped making content today. And I was like, I'm gonna make a sacrifice. And the plan was to think in my head, to put myself in a position where I stop making content, right? And how will I react to it? So, for example, right? You take a drug addict. And again, I hate this term because I'm an addict, but I'm not a drug addict. You take this term, you say, okay, well, how much time before they have this withdrawal? The less time they have without using, the reacting, the worse it is. So with me, a full day, if I can do a full day, then I can do a full day, that's pretty good. And then, if I'm being completely honest, the dream, and I'm so complaining when I have my tummy filled with goodness. I would have had a beautiful, beautiful temperature. I would have went out, just enjoyed the sun. My apologies. My apologies. But then I saw the weather and I was like, okay, well, what can I do? I'm gonna sleep. So I slept for 12 hours. I slept for 14 hours and I didn't do shit. I was like, you're not gonna waste your day. So I went to make a video. And I got lucky because the video that I was supposed to make was a video that I deleted by mistake. You know, making this content, I was falling in love making content. This video was such a fun thing to do. I was truly happy. The video lasted 32 minutes, and it's 32 minutes of happiness. Was I unhappy sleeping? No. Was I living, sleeping? No, I was surviving. So, now I'm confused. Because I am aware that I could go days without making content. It's not a problem. But if I'm not happy, right? I'm gonna have a job. And people one person in particular came to me yesterday and said, dude, don't feel like that. You'll have time to make content. I'm like, no, I won't. I have 8 hours of work. I have 8 hours of sleep. I have 4 hours of stream per day. I got 2 hours. 2 of those hours I have to do some clips. Fucked. And that's okay. That's okay. But still. So yeah, long story short, I don't know. I'm confused because the mentality is not anymore, can I stop making content? Is that if I'm not happy not making content. If I'm not happy unless I make content, then this is self-torture. This is a form of self-harm. But again, in the worst of my addiction, when it was December, we're going to Alcoholics Anonymous, and I wasn't an alcoholic, but you know, and I went there and I was like, you know what? Those people put themselves in their head that they need alcohol to be happy, and when they don't have alcohol, they're not happy. It's all up there. No, it's not all up there. It's not. It's not. It never has been. It's a matter of perception, but this perception in this case isn't so much a matter of perception. It's a matter of what makes me happy. Imagine this relationship. And lately, I've been using the word relationship a lot for a lot of things. A lot of things, including I've been making content for an hour and a half. Should have uploaded a video or two. I'm using relationship because to me, relationship is the bond between two people, right? Doesn't matter what they're doing. Doesn't matter how you view it. All that matters is somehow, somewhere, there's two people that have to learn to live with each other, and that's the way it is. Right? That's the way it is. What are you supposed to do? And on that note, I don't know. Yo no sé que faço. Anyway, enough of talking. I love you guys. I'll see you guys really soon. And well, see, that's a problem with making videos like this. They're therapeutic. They don't have a purpose. I came in making this video, right, thinking that, knowing that I didn't have an answer, and I wouldn't find the answer talking about this video. So I'm making a video for the purpose of making a video, but not for the purpose of solving a problem. Again, when you talk about solving a problem, you imply there's a problem, right? The implication that it's a problem is a matter of opinion. Somebody that's obsessed with something that is positive, constructive. It's not. There's this guy, right? And he's autistic, okay? And he has a real talent for music. He has this real talent for music, right? And thankfully, he developed a passion for making music, and he becomes really good at piano, okay? And you realize that the only way I can calm down is by playing piano, okay? Cool. And then his job, there's a orchestra in the neighborhood. And the orchestra, you say, you know what, I love the way you play piano. We would like to hire you, right? And then it becomes a job. And then the parents, the first time the parents, and I love my parents, what I'm about to say is not against them. Okay, please understand that. I love my parents. The parents understand that this is a God bless. The first thought that they have is like, holy shit, my son, I didn't know if he was going to be able to work. I didn't know if he was going to be able to function in society. Has a chance to make money. Has a chance to socialize. Has a chance to be doing what he wants. We might stop it, right? And then the autistic kid is stressed. They're really stressed. And he starts playing. He doesn't stop, right? And his parents gets worried because he's doing this 12 hours a day, 16 hours a day. And he doesn't go out of this room, right? But when did it start becoming unhealthy? It wasn't healthy when it was obsession was music because he was autistic. It wasn't unhealthy. It wasn't a problem when somebody came to you and say, hey, we would like to hire your son for our orchestra. You're proud of him, right? You're proud of him. You're proud of him. What changed, right? And now, in my case, in my specific case, it's also a question of shit. I think I deleted potato. No. Fuck. I did a 20 minutes live yesterday. I think I just deleted it. Shit, still. Yeah, I did. Fuck. It's okay. There was no audio to it. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's still 20 minutes of my life that I never get back. But again, the problem, right? Just wasted 20 minutes. See, the problem with me is I'm not autistic, right? I don't have this excuse. I got ADHD and I use this excuse. Like, I'm not autistic, right? In this case, I have my own parents, and I have to come in and say, hey, is this healthy or not, right? And then, what if I was more successful? What if I was able to live my life like that, right? What if I was able to live thanks to this? What would I do? Would I be justified to work this hard? Would I be allowed to work this much? Or people would still say, hey, Inky, that's unhealthy. You know? This is a song by Mac Miller, and I love this song. And the song is called I Am Not Real, right? And Mac is talking about how he's dealing with depression and dealing with substance abuse, right? And he's like, I'm in a room surrounded with people that knows my problem, but don't say a word because I'm here paying the drinks. How many yeses I have? How many people are just there for one day? If I get famous, they'll be able to say, hey, I know the guy since he was famous. How many people, right? They're gonna be ending on that because I don't want to be negative, but how many people expect me to give them a shout out, expecting me to help them to get some followers or get some views, right? And out of the group, none of them work as hard as I did, right? And I always said to myself, fuck them. If they will work as hard as they do, I'll give them a shout out. So I give a lot of shout out to Sir Wins-A-Lot, and I love Sir Wins-A-Lot. But Sir Wins-A-Lot works as hard, if not harder than me, right? I don't mind helping him out because, again, he's a good dude, he works hard, right? But maybe, and I never thought about that, but maybe, just maybe, the people that are asking for a job that are not working as hard as I am, maybe they gotta figure out. Maybe they're working in a healthy amount, and maybe they're also treating it as a plan B. Maybe they got the answer I was looking for. Oh, 5%. Let's end the stream here. Let's end this. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. This and this. What's on the tower? We got a couple of videos left to do, so we're gonna be doing them. And after that, it is rest time, baby. Rest time. Still did less damage than expected, but it's okay. Less not damage. Content. Oh, tournaments. I forgot. Okay, good. Don't blink, it's your way in. Close the look up their show. Definitely welcome to having a wonderful day. Part 2 of our behind the scene. So we're still gonna make content. Still got the tower, the computer. Taking a huge risk because as you can see, we don't have electricity anymore. There's a power shortage. There's a what do I call it? A power shortage. And sadly, your boy can't do shit. So the risk we're taking is filming with both, which is consuming batteries. I think I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna try to sleep. I waited for such a long time for the power to come back. Then come back. I didn't have power for the last 2-3 hours. If the phone dies, we'll go sleep. We're gonna charge that way. If tomorrow the power's come back, we are. Otherwise, tomorrow's gonna be reading. I have a lot of books to work on. But yeah. So let's get this started. The computer, dude, this is nuts. This never happens before. Don't blink, as you're playing. Welcome to our show. Everything welcome to having a wonderful day. You know what sucks? You see this building, right? Me and this building, I don't have electricity. I don't have electricity right now, so I'm gonna be filming some content. Thankfully, I got some content in here. Very thankfully. However, I don't know for how long I'll be able to film. My battery isn't full. The worst case, we're gonna go sleep after, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna leave you with some nature corn. And it sucks because I don't understand. Everybody else has Wi-Fi. Everybody else has. It's stupid. It is stupid, but hey. What am I supposed to do? Let's make some content. Thank God, this building has some electricity. I can take their Wi-Fi. Holy fuck, it's dark. So let's put this. Hopefully it's a bit lighter. Don't blink. Here's your blink. Welcome to the show. Welcome to having a wonderful day on this 23 May 2025. I wish I could make it brighter, the lights. However, we don't have electricity. It sucks. I don't have electricity at all, so I want to make content right now. We've been waiting for 2 hours just to get the electricity back. So yeah, if we are lucky, we are lucky. If we're not lucky, we're not lucky. I'm gonna be talking about. I'm trying to get the lighting as much as possible. I don't know if I can increase the lighting here. I can't. Okay, it's not a big deal. Today we're making a video. So I've been talking about treating content creating as a hobby lately. So taking a step back and just enjoying what making content was supposed to be about. And it was supposed to be about just, how can I say it? It was supposed to be just about. You're not gonna see me either way. I tried. Well, this is not bad. This isn't bad per se. It was supposed to always be a plan B. A lot of people. That's not the story, right? Everybody treats this as a plan B, as a dream, as a possible. I treat that as plan A right away. I treat that as no. This is gonna happen, and I'm gonna make it, right? And then when I was thinking about sorry, I'm trying to find a way to make it brighter, but I can't. When I was thinking about taking a break, I was like, dude, you kind of wasted 4 years. So of course, the brain goes into freak out mode, and the brain goes into a mode of, what did you do in the last 4 years? And the idea that came in is, if I stop the content now, what is the number one lesson that would have? And the number one lesson that would have is actually quite simple. What did content bring me? I could say if I was really, really cute, I could say I had some friends. But you see, today we don't have electricity, we don't have Wi-Fi. So those friends, which are online, I'm like, oh, and it's crazy because it happened last week, and last week we were in position of, dude, I kind of fell down and back into depression because of the lack of electricity. So today we're really focusing. I'm doing something I shouldn't do. I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. That is the LTE on this phone. So this phone does have data. Right on the Wi-Fi. The problem is, I don't know how much Wi-Fi I'm gonna be using. I'm possibly gonna be using. I don't think I'm gonna be using like 32 gigs tonight. But who knows? And I gotta say, it's such a hard thing because what the content brings me, and it brought me so much. I was like, okay, well, it brought you so much, but you did work for it. So what is the one thing that I changed in your life, right? And then the whole mentality of Ink Vendetta is the change, right? So Ink and Stefan are the same person, of course, but they act different. And I was like, what if one made Ink different? See, it's cold because, again, the house, see, there's always heat in the house because I live in a building where the heating is included, but it's one heating unit for the whole building. And I live with a lot of old people that don't have muscle mass, and because they don't have muscle mass, it's colder. So there's always heat in the apartment. So right now it feels colder than it is because I'm used to hotter. And I was like, okay, well, who's better in my opinion? Stefan and Ink Vendetta. Well, technically speaking, it's such a crazy question. Without Stefan, there's no Ink Vendetta, and without Ink Vendetta, there is a Stefan, right? So it's the opposite, right? So Ink Vendetta being an extension of Stefan, but Stefan not being an extension of Ink, allows me to process, okay, well, Ink is the lesser version, right? However, in the last 4 years, Ink has accomplished more than Stefan has in his own life, his whole life. Now, I know what you're saying. Ink, it's not possible that in the last 4 years you've worked more than you ever did. Now, this is not true. Financially, Ink has done pennies. I've gotten pennies. Emotionally speaking, Ink never had a successful relationship. I did. Stefan did, right? I had internet romance, but it was long distance and didn't work. Am I saying that long distance will not work? No. Am I saying that it takes balls of steel? Yes. Sadly, we have balls of titanium, which is not the same thing. I checked it out, and not the same thing. So that being said, why is, in my opinion, Ink a much better use of my time? Well, in 4 years, we accomplished something that we never had before, was developing a dream, developing a community. See, in my entire life, and this is more of a problem of Steph, right? I always been part of a group. I never led a group. Now, is my goal to lead a group? No, of course not. However, if the group in question is only allowing you to be with them because you're following them, I was following them. I believe a lot of people are going to say there's leader and followers. And I don't agree with that. There's people who can, in your group of friends, who can have more leadership. There's a person in a relationship who can have more leadership. It doesn't make you a follower. A follower will follow you all the time. I can be listening to friends and they're saying something stupid and say, no, you're fucking wrong. Does that make me a follower? Does that make me a leader? No. It makes me a guy with a different opinion, right? I would say, would I go as far as saying equal? Possibly. If you're starting from a logic or a concept of we're both people with opinion, right? They're the same value. Now, if the person has more research and has more knowledge and has more fact on this concept than you, then their opinion is more valuable because their opinion is more factual when yours is more emotional, right? But at the very start, you're both people with an opinion, right? And then, in principle like religion and principle like afterlife, there's no concrete proof. So no matter how much a person has studied the Bible or the Quran or the Torah or any single religious book, there's no factual proof, So your opinion and this opinion would be the same, which would put you in an equal and not a leadership and following position. Now, I constantly talk about leadership, about relationship lately. The reason as to why is because it's so crazy to me. But everything is a relationship. Right now, so you see if I do this, I'm completely dark. Can't see shit. I wish I had lights. I do have light though, but I just don't like it. Look, I can do this, and you see me a bit better, right? I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm so sorry, guys. If I had internet, I would. There's possibly a way though. Okay, I'll put you here. So now we have my tablet. I'll show you. We have my tablet, right? Oh, I can't. Well, my tablet has a glass, and glass will reflect light. Glass will reflect light, so that's the goal. If glass can reflect light, then I'm good. If glass can't reflect light, then I'm fucked. Is that better? It's a bit better. It's a bit better. There you go. A little bit of MacGyver over here. MacGyver with next to nothing. So I talk about relationship, and the reason I talk about relationship a lot is I've always been this solitary wolf, right? One of my tattoo is a wolf. The solitary, right? A lone wolf. But lately with work, with community and live, I'm finding myself to be in more and more situation where I have to deal with people. But it's still in a case where I'm dealing with somebody. For example, I have this debt toward the government. The government isn't a person, but I'm never talking to a group of people, right? I'm having this action of giving out CVs. I give out a CV to someone, and I'm hoping they're hiring me. I'm not hoping that a company hiring me. I'm hoping that someone hiring me. Someone has enough heart to say, hey, maybe I shouldn't put his fucking resume in the garbage, right? And if I'm lucky, they won't. If I'm not lucky, they will, and then I have no chance of being hired because who looks in the garbage except for Ink? I said Ink, not Stefan. Before you call me disgusting, it's not me. So all of this is relationship, right? And there you go. You see, this is much better, but then you don't see me. Fuck. You wanna say, I could do like this. This is actually pretty. I have to kind of hold it, and I have to kind of hold it like this. I hold it like this for good. Okay, that's good. That's good. I like it. It's not ideal, but it's not worse. So I'm always talking about the relationship because I'm often dealing with one thing. For example, the rent, that's a relationship. The work, that's a relationship. The debt, that's a relationship. The content, that's a relationship with myself, right? And then Ink and Stefan, weirdly speaking, are in a relationship. Did you know there was such a thing as self-cest? So there's such a thing as incest, which is fucking your family, and there's self-cest, which is fucking yourself, which is crazy. Then I'm in a relationship with myself. Now there is, again, there's balance. You guys know how much balance means to me. The yin, the yang, the good, the evil, the right, the wrong, the righteous, the non-righteous, the emotional, the factual. Balance has always been something that was part of me. What if this yin and yang was Stefan Ink? Ink will allow me to do so much more. When I present myself as Stefan. When I'm meeting someone, I'm hoping they enjoy who I am, which is Stefan. I don't go like, oh, yo, I'm Ink Vendetta. Do you know Ink Vendetta, bro? 8,900 something followers on TikTok. What's up? And I've been having a hard time with this. And I've been having a hard time with this as a, during the winter, the relationship between Ink and Steph. In a sense of, I don't feel like Steph has done a lot. I put so much focus on Ink for the 4 last years that I don't know who is Steph anymore, right? Just imagine, right? Ink is a mask, right? Let's just call it like that. You guys know how much I love mask. I'm obsessed with mask because of Majora's Mask. Let's imagine ourselves with Ink being a mask, right? And we've been so focused on making content that we've been wearing this mask for 4 years, right? And now we're finally taking the mask off, right? And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy, right? It's like a guy who stays in for 4 years and get out and the city around him changed. And I'm like, where the fuck am I? I know where I am, but it's changed. I don't recognize it. Isn't that crazy? But then I'm faced with another construct, and that other construct is, what if Ink was the best person, right? Technically speaking, I'm willing to sacrifice Ink, or I'm willing to sacrifice Stefan, and hope that I'm finding the good person. The good person being the one that's the most equipped to deal with the situation. Again, I did a video like that last week. Man with a plan versus man with a tool, right? Steph might be the guy with a plan, but Ink is the guy with a tool. So then, go back to this concept of this video. What does 40 days of content allow me to do? Well, the 40 days of content, if I had to do one lesson, take risk. I talked about so many shit, and that didn't make sense. I did so many stupid shit. I had so many friendship, relationship, close, open. I lost some friend, I gained some friend, I lost some friend, I gained some friend, right? I can count on my 2 hands the number of friends that I made that are true friends during these 4 years, right? And that's insane, that's crazy. That is nuts, that is bananas. But at the same time, it might be something that's positive. It might be something. So then, just be myself, right? I used to be so shy. And the shy is not a good word. I used to be so uncomfortable in my own skin. I became shy. I became recluse. I became a shut-in. I would be afraid of confrontation. I would be afraid to give out CVs because the interview on Friday asked me, why are you working for the agency? Oh, because I'm too shy to give out CVs. Hell yeah. Can't say that, right? So they treat me right, so I feel like it's a second home. Not a stable home, so I'm looking for a more stable home, and that's why your company is something I would like to be. I would like to be part of because you seem like a genuine good company. It's kind of that bullshit, right? If they won't watch this. I can see that's what I said. And then, I just funny shit. Ink doesn't have fear. I'll go in live and talk about myself. I'll go to talk to people and be comfortable talking about myself, right? And again, it's not a case of, oh, you talk about yourself, dude. More a case of, I'm comfortable enough to say, hey, this is me, right? At first, I'm a guy that likes to just talk a lot. But I was so shy that I would listen to people. And in my head, I would have this conversation of what I would like to answer, but I couldn't answer, right? So this confidence and this don't give a shit. I felt so much, and it's one of the biggest lessons I've learned. It's a negative lesson, of course. But I felt so much like I want people to like me. I wanted people to like me so badly. I was willing to change who I was for people to like me, right? But then I realized that those friendships weren't based on me. They were based on what I could bring them. So some fame, some shout-outs, some success, right? They saw me as an easy way to the top, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. If this is how you want to get to the top, that's cool. That's super cool. And I should be able to judge it. Nor should anybody should be able to judge it. That's your personal choice. That's your personal way of seeing things. And if that's your personal way of seeing things, more power to you, brother. More power to you, brother. But at the same time, it's kind of shitty because this is not a friendship. This is a relationship. See, imagine, and I wanted this to be ingrained in your brain. Imagine you're at work, right? And you call somebody your friends, but this person called you colleague. Now, colleague and friend is pretty similar, right? We're not gonna argue on the semantic of the difference between friendship and co-workership, right? We're not gonna argue with that. However, imagine that they're not able to refer to you as friend, right? And for you, they're a co-worker. They're also a friend, but for them, you're just a co-worker. So even though the two are extremely similar, there's a difference. There's a difference, right? Like, holy shit, that's kind of shitty, right? Now, with this person, the relationship change. Does the fact that you see them as friend, but they don't see you as friend, change? And if yes, why are you still a friend with that person? Now, in my opinion, that's a good question. That's a good ass question, right? And I just don't know. So what I'm trying to say with that is, I try so hard for people to, I work so hard for people to like me. But when it came to it, them liking me or not, didn't really change shit. Right? Because those friendships were not meant to be. I am not looking to please anybody. I'm not looking to please a stranger. Hey, when I ask a stranger, hey, what can I change for you to like me? I don't fucking know you, dude. I don't care. Right? There's this sense of I don't care. The sense of people are gonna hate regardless. And then there's people that are gonna say, hey, if they hate you when you start doing something right, they're just jealous. But I don't believe that. What if their hate wasn't meaningful, right? You don't like me? That's cool. That's cool. I'm not gonna change myself for somebody that I don't even know, right? So this confidence that I gain as in vendetta, this confidence that I gain, but also this non-care that I gain, I kind of made me, I feel invincible, and not invincible in a physical sense of a term, but I'm feeling like I can face situation in a what should we call it, a social aspect. For example, as true as it is, last week on Sunday, I went to see my uncle, and my uncle is still trying to figure out how to do it. I can't. I'm gonna give up because I don't know how to do it. With my uncle, my very own uncle, and I was kind of shy. I know I told you guys that I wasn't part of the family because I didn't want to be the black sheep. I didn't want to be the guy who, oh, woe is me, right? The reality is, I left for a year, then 2 years, and then I was just like, I kind of abandoned them. They didn't abandon me, I abandoned them. And I felt bad about it, right? I felt really bad about it, right? And that was kind of shitty. That was really shitty. That was really, really shitty. Again, not because they did anything wrong, but because I was, not because I did anything wrong, but because I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I went to this and I realized how much those people still care about me, right? And this was so special because those people don't even know Ink. Those people don't even know Ink, they know Stefan. I had Shao yesterday message me out of the blue. I'm like, you never give a shit about Ink, you still care about Stefan, right? There is this purpose in there. See, when you spend your whole life living on the edge, you don't necessarily get a lot of people liking you, right? And that's fine. And then when you get people liking you, like, okay, well, they like this person, so like, would like to pass me. There's this stupid code of, if I was a worm, would you still like me? Right? And it's a stupid question, but at the same time, if I was a worm, physically speaking, but emotionally speaking, and in personality, I was still the same, would you still like me, right? So this general feeling of, I'm looking to be liked, but I don't care by whom. And this sounds horrible in the sense of, oh, please like me, no matter who you are. But I'll see people that, hey, if you like me, cool. I had some really good friendship that went away because I wasn't partaking in their life, or I wasn't liking their shit. I was like, dude, that's so fucking stupid, right? Doesn't make any sense, but that's the way they feel, so I'm okay, no problem. What was I saying? If this is their lesson, the lesson would be in a social aspect, being more comfortable in my own skin. And it's kind of crazy because if being comfortable in my own skin means that I have to wear the mask of Ink, it is still me. And this is the beauty of ADHD. I was talking about being a worm, would you still like me? And I was making a joke, right? But if I was wearing the mask of Ink and the ink was still me, would you still like it? I've asked myself, it's funny, you realize that people are kind of using you, and you realize that people are kind of for themselves, right? And the question that you ask yourself is, or the reaction that you have is, fuck those people, they don't deserve my friendship. It's so nuts. The reaction is never, well, if I was myself, would they like me, right? Technically speaking, this is contradictory. They like me for what I can bring them, they don't like me for me. But if I wasn't this person and we're just talking, see, this is the most important part. A person will use you for an opportunity, right? A person will use you for an opportunity when they see this opportunity. But if they don't see an opportunity, they won't use you because they don't bring anything, right? For example, I have this Maserati car, right? People say, oh, I love driving a Maserati, right? And you're blaming them because, dude, if I didn't have the Maserati, we wouldn't be friends. But you're giving them the opportunity to use you for a Maserati because you have Maserati. So what is the answer here? If you have nothing to give to people, they won't use you. If you show that you have things to give to people, then they'll use you. So it's kind of on you to not be used, right? Which kind of sucks. So yes, this comfortability, this assurance is like this confidence. This confidence. I was talking to a guy who I knew from way back, and I was talking to him, and he wasn't doing well, and I wasn't doing well, so I was kind of helping him because this person is very similar to me, very similar to me, very similar to me. I see him, and I see a 26-year-old Ink. I see a 25, 26-year-old Ink who's depressed, who wants to, right? And I was talking to him because helping him felt like, yes, I was using him. Absolutely, I was using him. Helping him will feel like helping this past version of myself I couldn't help. So I couldn't save myself, but I can save someone who's like me, and I kind of feel like I'm saving myself, right? He was talking to me, and he kept on talking about how he was proud of his account, which he had 2,500 followers. And I was like, did I ever tell people that I had 9,000 followers? Did I ever use that? And the craziest thing with that is people will say, hey, you got 9,000 followers. And they'll come to the live and say, there's nobody here. Or they say, hey, you barely get some views, you barely get some likes, right? And people, they give out this value to your empire, right? They give this value to the empire, but at the same time, this value is so meaningful but meaningless. It's meaningful for them, it's meaningless for you. Or it's meaningful for you, and it's meaningless for them. I was that guy who told my parents, Dad, Mom, I'm so close to making something out of myself. Just believe in me. And I still not something I can be proud of myself. I'm still not where I want to be. I'm still not half where I want to be. So what do I tell them? You were right, I was wrong? Or am I still fighting? Right? Am I still fighting? And if I'm still fighting, is it still to prove them wrong? Do I still need to prove them wrong? Where's that need coming from? Is it coming from a desire to prove myself? Is it a desire to be acknowledged? Or is it a desire that stem from insecurities? Right? Well, secretly I kind of believe that I cannot make it, and because my parents believe that I cannot make it, then I tend to agree with them, right? Type shit. But if I'm feeling less insecure, does it actually means if I'm feeling less insecure, does it actually mean that I don't need to prove myself? If this desire to prove yourself is stemming from insecurities, but this default that you have, this flaw that you have, is gone, right? What does it mean? What does it mean? Does your insecurity, all what it brings, all of the needing to for X, Y, Z, if your insecurity is gone, does X, Y, Z is gone too, right? Or maybe this confidence comes from denial, right? Maybe instead of saying I don't care what people think of me, it's more so I cannot control what they think of me, so I cannot really expect them to like me or hate me, right? So I just go with the flow, and if they like me, hell yeah, we won. And if they don't like me, well, shit, they didn't like me, right? I don't know. It feels like I'm leaving. I'm not leaving making content, but you know what I mean. It feels like I'm leaving this full-time dream with more question than answer, right? But that's in itself. When I started this video, I had a clearer mind of where I wanted to go. This confidence, this level-headedness, these number of social experiences that I've learned, talking to a bunch of people, having this community, having this dream, and being close to this dream, but then far from the dream, having constant growth as a content creator, yet it leading nowhere, right? Or that was the point. That was the point. I was like, holy shit, we came along so far, and the fact that I was able to pursue a dream with the wow, okay. The growth and the possibility of where we could go could have been the answer. The fact that I was able to believe in myself, to live the dream. The fact that I was able to have these last 4 years with nothing but a dream, some save money, eating ramen like a fucking brokey. Ramen is still fucking good, trust me. That was possibly the answer. But maybe the biggest. That is insane. This was the original plan. This was the answer. But I realized talking about it that I'm leaving with more question than answer, right? So what if the biggest lesson or the biggest gain I got from 4 years of making content, right, was I now have more question than answer? And then you're saying, dude, this is not positive. Well, it kind of is. Me leaving with more question than answer means that I care enough to ask a question. And I'm actively looking for an answer, right? And me actively looking for an answer is me caring enough, right? The smartest people weren't people who had knowledge. The smartest people was people that asked questions because they cared enough, you know? And yeah, maybe me asking myself more questions means me getting more answer. I was talking about this, and I was like, holy shit, I wish I had started making content at 24. If I could do this with Butler TV, we'll also give up on making content. And Butler was like, yeah, but the fact that we're older, because he's older also, is a better thing, because it brought us some experience, it brought us some maturity, right? What if me asking those questions led me to maturity? What if I wasn't even mature enough or even grown enough to comprehend or to have a general vision of life? Making content is life. I'm not a Fortnite streamer, I'm not a Minecraft streamer. I'm just a dude with a camera, you know? I'm just a dude with a camera. I think that's kind of nice. I feel that's kind of nice. I feel like this is so positive. I feel like $1 million. Fuck a dream. Fuck inspiration. Fuck aspiration. Fuck your goals. It was always about a man in his camera. And just I could get behind. I don't need to be the most famous. I don't need to be popular. I don't need to be rich. I don't need to accomplish anything. I'm just to do this camera. Believing in something. Believing in the possibility. Believing in an opportunity. Believing in a chance. Believing in the future. Not knowing what this future is. What if this job I'm going to start on Monday, hopefully, doesn't work out? But I meet a person, and this person talks to me about chakras and fucking cards and fucking zodiac sign and fucking rocks, right? And they make just enough sense for me they make just enough sense for me to start believing this shit. And then I become a spiritual content creator, right? Or what if, just like PewDiePie, and I was talking about this last week, and he's content creator, and now PewDiePie was the most successful because he had a kid and had a loving wife. What if these 4 years, these blood and tears, only had meaning as a single dude in his 30s? What if a dad ink or a married ink? What if this was all meaningless? What if I found purpose elsewhere? Right? But yeah, my big attraction to making content is purpose. Is it the leading cause? I don't know. I'll never know. And that's just fine. And we love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Dumbling is Shibwing. Welcome to the show. Because we're doing well, because we're having a wonderful day on this 23 May 2025. We are about to be doing season 5 of Trailer Park Boys. I started yesterday, but I cannot find the file, so we have to restart from the get-go. Actually, let me check again. Fuck. Thank you. Thank God I have Wi-Fi on the phone. Mm-hmm. 50%. Because he has this gambling issue. See, Ray, this is such a cool story. Ray doesn't have this much of importance in the story, but since it is implied that Leahy started to drink, there's super funny moments with fucking Randy being shown bottles and said, I'm freaking telling. And Trinity's like, how do you like me now, Hamburglar? And I fucking love that because it's a cheese-eating walrus. I said it once, I said it twice, I said 1,000 fucking time. That's super cool. Next on this, we have what? We have, so then Randy's like, why didn't you call the cops on the boys? He said, those are shit, my shit puppeteer. The more shit... Yeah, season 5, episode 3. Ce soir, j'ai reçu un appel. On m'invitait à prendre large. Une petite coquine que je désirais depuis le secondaire, s'il vous plaît. Mais je savais pas trop quoi penser. C'est la liberté, ça me faisait peur. Ça donne la frousse de tout quitter. Mais cette fille-là, je l'ai au cœur. J'ai fait le tour de mon école. Je sais pas vraiment ce qui m'intéresse. Toujours assis sur mes deux fesses. Je suis envie de tout laisser tomber. Yeah, yeah. Cette fois, viens, je t'emmène. Le soleil brillera pour nous deux. J'attends de tes nouvelles. J'attends de ton appel. Goodbye à mes vrais amis. En vérité, je vous le dis, je mets ma vie à l'heure. Je mets ma vie à l'heure. J'ai décidé de l'accompagner, d'aller faire un tour dans l'Est. Le mot liberté me revient. Je vais à Québec et je m'en souviens, mais je savais pas trop quoi penser. C'est la liberté, ça me faisait peur. Je donne la frousse de tout quitter. Mais cette fille-là, je l'ai au cœur. Chou-dou-dou-dou, chou-dou-dou-chou, chou-dou-dou-chou, chou-dou-chou-chou-chou-chou. Dumbling is shibang. Welcome to the show. Because we're having a wonderful day on this 23 May 2025. Here we are with 10% batteries and a whole season of Trailer Park Boys to do. I'm going to be able to finish it, but at least I'm going to be able to do episode 3 and 4. Let's remember that season 5 is not only one of the most, but the longest season after all, since the very beginning. So, Season 5, episode 3 is called The Fucking Life. So basically, this is a very unimportant, episode, but it does bring in question what's going on. So, for example, we know that Ray has a problem with gambling, but to where his problem is. For example, when he steals money from, Julian, that's a big problem because he's stealing, right? Ricky wants to go back with Lucy. We see how much it is. We see the motivation behind Lucy. Trinity is becoming a mess. She needs a good father. Ricky is a good father. Might not be a good... And that's what I love about Lucy. I don't like a lot of things about Lucy, but I think that Lucy knows how much Ricky likes Trinity. And I think that Lucy knows that at the end of the day, Ricky's probably the best dad. Even though season 6, she's going back with Randy. See, season 2, Lucy was with Randy. Season 6, Lucy was with Randy. Season 2, Sarah was with Ricky. I want season 6 Sarah to be with Ricky. Please, por favor. Bro, Trailer Park Boys season 3 is also... it's such a cool episode. Is the boys are not broke because, again, Corey and Trevor lost all their money, but they still have equity. So equity could be gold, equity could be action. They have music instruments. J-Rock is doing super well. Ganking Grocery is doing really, really, really well. So he's able to strike a deal with Ricky's able to strike a deal. And the good thing about that is he organized a barbecue, but a really freaking good barbecue. And that's how he gets Lucy back, and it's how he got Trinity. And it's a really good moment. And there's a really sweet moment where Bubbles says, and again, I'm sorry, but I love Bubbles and Ricky. Their relationship, I don't know why, I don't know what it is. For the lighting, I know I'm dark. We're out of electricity. We're completely out of electricity. I'm kind of fucked. So the only thing that I have to do is this phone, the light behind the phone. I'm sorry, it's not the best. What am I supposed to do, people? What am I supposed to do? Please tell me. Please tell me. However, Ricky ends up burning the trailer of his father. A big part of the season 5 episode 2 is that Ray now owns his trailer. He owns it. So that's a huge part because, again, we want the best for Ray, but it's kind of a fuck up just like Ricky, right? So there's a lot of fighting between Sarah and Ricky, and you kind of get why Ricky is kind of screwing his way back into their life. And Sarah kind of tell that he's not the best person. And then when Ricky burns the trailer down and blames Bubble, he doesn't blame Bubble, but kind of blame Bubbles. He kind of blames Bubbles, and he's like, yo, well, what can I say here? Lucy says sorry, and then Ricky's like, yo, I didn't tell him. Season 5 is really when shit hits the fan. Probably the darkest season of Trailer Park Boys, because they're such a shitty place. So then we have, okay, cool. The episode finished with the trailer burning down. So basically, Ricky and Lucy goes to bang. Ricky leaves the grease and the fries from the stove, and they end up having a grease fire. Funny thing is, I had a cousin, and he did the same thing, but he didn't burn the house down, but he almost burned the house down. So yeah, Trailer Park life, dude. and then the house of Ray burns down. So the most insane shit is that the boys aren't in a bad position because of financial. They're in a bad position because of financial. They've never been that bad. And even though they've been to jail multiple times, this is really shit his effect. Julian living at Ray's also raised some. Julian living with Ray raises some problem, which is the fact that for fuck's sake, you see, battery is empty. This battery is empty. I have to stop this video. I hate doing multiple parts. But then I would start with season 5, episode 4. Okay, I'm sorry guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go sleep a bit, hope for the electricity back, and I'll be back, I guess. See you 5%.